I managed to get third place or first place three
Yeah,
times now, but this last event, I can't even. I don't even think I could finish it. God.
yeah.
Notifications.
Well, I saw earlier today that basically your bracket was more competitive than the G6 bracket for your event yesterday. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah, like to
Yeah,
get first
because
place in my
like
bracket, I had to
this,
get 140 million points, and then the in the level 70 bracket, like the first place was 50 million.
yeah, and this whole meta as well, like being heroic, like required spend if you didn't have enough of like chip parts or um any of the other things required in the other metas. So it's like, all right, get ready to spend for 6 days straight, and then the last 2 days, like today, yeah, it's a big milestone when you can only spend your generation specific materials,
For
and that's
sure.
probably why it's heroic. But
And the first one was events. Was building material spent, and then it was ship material spent.
mm-hmm.
So they like exhausted all the different ways you could spend material, and they're like, okay, now do it all over again, but all at once together in a 2 day event. Also,
Yeah.
if you don't finish it, you don't get the meta, which is the thing you've worked really hard for. This it's a very clever. Like you could have figured all this out if you like read the calendar and knew them well enough, but I don't know. I didn't.
I think even if you do figure it out, like, do you just not compete then for the other 4 days and get nothing? So because you've still got a chance with the SLB, because for you coming first like 3 times in a row, you're probably sitting at number one, so you still get the unlock. It's just annoying
Yeah,
that you're not
but
going to complete the SMS. Yeah.
I complete every other part of the heroic. Like it's 400 out of 500 out of 500. I can't possibly just leave that sitting there.
No, you can't. Not at all.
It's
They're going
infuriating.
to spend down, and then it's like, well, what happens next week? Yeah.
So Meow, who's one of my viewers who started playing SDFC recently, he's like he's been tuning in, and he's saying like that what I'm saying is 6 years in the future for him. So for what it's worth, Meow, I've only been playing for a year, but I did have a couple of sponsorships that like let me spend stuff in the store and they refunded me. So that helped me a little bit. But you can do it. You can be like off 50 in about 6 months to 9 months. I think if you just play smart without spending anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I
How long did
completely
it take
agree
you
with
to
that
get to ops 50, Morty?
as well. Like, they're changing the early game uh longer. Well, that's because like when I first started, they didn't have like a battle pass. They didn't have like all this other stuff. So probably maybe 3 years, maybe four. I don't remember exactly how long it took to get there, but it's been a long time. It's a lot easier now to fly through the operations, because they want you to be higher operations level.
Well, and for a while, like ops 39 was the highest of any on any server, right?
Yeah,
So like
there's
the highest bracket is always the hardest to progress through. And then as they release new stuff, they make the older stuff a little bit easier to progress because they want you to get to the highest bracket where all the difficulty is. So my strategy has been to stay one bracket below the
mhm.
highest bracket. So when I'm on my server, when like everybody was 39, I was like 35. When everybody was 50, I was like still 35. I was 38 maybe. Once they went to 60, I went to 50 and so on. And now that there's 70s on my server, I'm now finally getting to 60. So
Yeah, and 70 is coming 2 months, 3 months, 1 month. It's close. So I don't see any harm for you opting up now, considering that like generation's just about to change. But the interesting thing for me is like with like the new meta, the way that these events are rolling out, and they want you to be strong for your level. I've kind of changed my mindset a little bit about, well, trying to tell people ops up, ops up, ops up. Now it's more like maybe stay, get stronger, because they're putting things out that require you to be stronger. So I think the mindset of trying to ops up as quickly as possible is maybe not the most efficient way to play the game anymore.
Yeah, that's very fair. Like these when they release new hostiles that are very tough, and the events are structured like are scaled by ops level. Like if you ops up too fast, you might be in this place where you just can't even do the events or can't compete. And I think that in general, you want to try and get to 35 and 38 fairly quickly. Like anything below that is a little bit like the longer you're below that, the longer it will take you to get out of it. And a lot of the game isn't really available to you until you get
Hmm.
to ops 40. So I would encourage people to keep opsing up early on, like not rush it or anything, but like you don't have to make every ship and max every ship. Like um I think you
No.
can still make one of each like if you pick Romulan as your faction, I think you can make the Centurion. Sorry, I think you can make the Legionary and you can make the Centurion and you can skip the next ship and then you can get an auger and then as soon as you have the materials and like you don't have to get every research or get every special ship. I think as soon as you can, you ops up. I think once you're in your G4 and G5, you do want to like take the time and get like each ship like to tier 5 or 6 at least before you ops up. And honestly, like tier 9 is very cheap, like very
Yeah.
reasonable to attain. Like you don't necessarily have to max every ship before you ops up, but I think like getting like one explorer, one interceptor, one battleship is probably the advice I would give to newer players now.
Yep. I still think that's strong advice as well. And yeah, you want to be where the current battle pass is. So if like the new ship is a 45, you want to be 45. Like that, you want to be at least able to access the current battle pass season because that's where you're getting all the new stuff that's going to help you progress next month. Because now it's today's everything is tomorrow's assumed knowledge. So you want to try to get to the point where you can get today's stuff so that tomorrow you can still compete.
What's an example of like today's stuff in a battle pass?
Well, the transition building. So if you want to be able to mine transition quickly, you need to upgrade the building. So you need to be in the current loop, like get the current events to get the stuff to upgrade the stuff. And things like getting to Choc, which probably will help early on, but once you get the building to like, I don't know, level 20, he's probably not really useful above deck for mining. And then you're looking at Scotty, who's going to give you 100% ISO cascade damage to the flashpoint entities like at tier 1. So if your DeMarco is not very good, he's going to really help you defeat those solo armadas. So yeah, you've got to be in it because next month it's going to be a repeat of this month, maybe with different hostiles.
For sure, this 3 month arc is like my DeMarco is tier 4, so I'm fine. Like, and my other officers are good, so I could kill all those hostiles reasonably well without Scotty. And so I might have not cared as much about the current like spend event, if not for the fact that this is a 3 part arc, right? At least 6 months, it's going to be this rock
Mm-hmm. Yep.
nonsense. So it seemed worth making the effort. Like I would have been happy to stay at 58, but I think it's also like I'm also happy to like I can't not invest in Scotty, and this seems like a good way to get a jump start on Scotty for me. Red has a
Yeah, and
second.
when you think about last month as well with what, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, just last point. Last point on the same topic, Mosh. When you think about last month, where Joaquin was like the required officer essentially, and now he's 100% required for this arc. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe Scotty is the officer that you're going to need for next arc, and you're going to need to tier him up to actually do the things that are required from you. But go ahead. What's Red talking about?
Oh no, just the same thing we were already talking about as far as like as a new player. But I think you make a very good point, which is that I think I've observed there's a pattern. So like Scopely releases a new thing, a new challenge, right? Like the chimeras, which were invading entities, and then for the next like 3 months or so, they kind of keep, or like even before, like with the protector, like they'll release a thing, and it's advantageous to have it on month one, right? They reward people who shell out $100 to buy the new ship. But then like month 2 and month 3, there's still events where if you have that ship, you have a big advantage. They want to like keep reinforcing that.
Mhm.
After 3 months, where it's like all the free to play can get it, it stops. They still sprinkle it in there, but it's like half as often or a third as often. But you still benefit from having it. Um, when they do the same thing with like officers like DeMarco for invading entities, like then they release another invading entity and another invading entity, right? Joachim, isolatic defense, all the new stuff like the solo waves and the new hostiles, like they do isolatic damage and really benefits having it. So they for sure they do this like reinforcement pattern where they release a new challenge and they sell you a solution for the challenge. If you acquire that solution, it will help you with this challenge, but also it's probably going to be beneficial in the challenges in the next arc as well, and maybe the one after that. So I think it's kind of like they keep rewarding players who stay engaged and they stay and stay involved in the game. So if you skip a month or two, when you come back, you kind of got to feel like, oh man, I missed out on all this stuff. I'm gonna be behind.
And that's probably an insidious thing about the spending loop as well, Mosh, is once you're in that spending loop where you're buying everything on month one, if you stop doing that, then you can no longer play the way that you played before because you don't have access to the things anymore. So next month a new ship comes out, for example, and if you didn't buy that, then you can't do what you did last month, which is do all the events and compete well on the leaderboard. So once you're in, you're kind of in. It's really hard to, if you want to stay the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. At the same time, I think I've felt okay about skipping a few ships. Like I skip, like some ships seem more impactful than the others, and some ships are harder to source than the others. So like the Vindicator, for example, sourcing that required like arena credits, which were also spent on other stuff. Whereas like the Protector, there were multiple ways to source it, or like you could get like in theory you could get it within 2 months by doing the Saris events as just even as like a pure free to play player. You if you played smart, you could get it in exactly like 4 events, and they were having events every 2 weeks. So,
Yeah,
but like
because
that was a super impactful ship. Right? If you skip that month, like if you didn't play at all, like you would still want to catch up and try and get that because it opens up the refinery and research and a million things. Whereas like I don't know, the relativity, I didn't feel like I was at a disadvantage by not having it at all.
for sure. And it was the quickest, the NSCA, because like the timer, you could work the timer at reset and get another 2 or 3 pulls per like event, or at least 1 or 2 pulls per event. So you're getting the ship like, yeah, at least, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks earlier than you normally would. But you're right, like the relativity. Oh, go ahead.
The Protector was if you min maxed it, you could get 48 blueprints each event. So you did it 4 times in a 3-day period.
That's crazy.
Or 2-day period, whatever it was. I that's what I was doing at one point because I was in G3, so I was grinding the Faticray SLBs where you just kill the hostiles and keeping eye patches, and I had a stockpile of eye patches when I went to G4, so I had a bit of a cushion, so I could do like the max every time.
Yeah, and the relativity, like to me, was interesting as well. Like the 100-day wait for the ability to get like the new ship, because by the time it took 3 months to get the relativity for me, like the Krenim loop was over. Like I didn't need it. Like I'm glad I have it because obviously the stuff locked behind the ship itself, like when you tier it up, you get more blueprints for rare and epic, plus you get the daily drip and stuff. But the actual doing the loop it's not required to have the relativity, so it kind of feels a bit like, oh, I've got it now, cool, but it's not something that I was like, oh, I really have to have this ship.
Yeah, and I think it's
definitely
good.
changed for me.
They should keep doing stuff like that where not everybody needs it. As long as like 1 or 2 people in your alliance have it, then it's great. Now that's all you needed. You needed 2 people out of 12 when you were doing formation armadas in order like uh, with the relativity, and that's it. That's all that was needed. But like that was a good example of just by having engaged in the Galaxy Quest arc and having DeMarco, like you got a big advantage against the Krenim invading entities, right? But even if you didn't have it, just the experience of like what crews work against chimeras, the same crews work against Krenim, but you had 2 ships now. Um, like that was a really good. Like Krenim were really good for me. I could kill stuff way higher than my ops. I had infinite loot. I didn't have to grind.
Mhm.
I like I could do it like once a month and have like enough for all my cooldowns, and it just made me feel good. Like whenever they do stuff like that, where I can, especially like I know it's not as much possible in G6, but in G4 and G5 there were a lot of events where I could just like kill something much higher level than my ops and do the event in like 5 hostiles and be done, and it just made me feel efficient, which was nice. For the relativity specifically, even if you got it on day
And
one,
100% that feels really good when that happens.
it it didn't give you a massive like you there were 2 required, but like it takes like 6 or 7 tiers, or not, I don't know, 4 or 5 tiers before it's a ship you want to even use against invading entities. Like I still don't use mine as a free to play. I'm sure if I bought it,
Mhm.
I would already be using it for a couple of months now. But like I love that it's just like a nice to have and not a need to have. That's my favorite kind of specialty ship.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me. I want to touch on Red's point. I don't know whether we talk about it now or a bit later with the events feeling like there's too many, especially for like a lower generation level. So
Mhm.
like an early 61 or an early 50. And then, yeah, RSDJ as well is completely right. It's like a lot of the time now, by the time we get the free to play, get the new ship, it's not required. So just like what you talked about earlier. Yeah.
So like you recently got the GS31. Do you feel like you're not benefiting from
Mhm.
it?
Well, I've got access to the offices now through that pool, the daily pool, access to the research, and it's going to be impactful for me for arenas, I think, day one. But a lot of the time, like it's going to take a while to build up before you actually start feeling the use out of it. So had I bought it day one, I'd be using it probably every day. I'd be using it for augment. I'd be using it for the current loop. But yeah, now I probably have to wait maybe 1 or 2 months before I can get to the point where it works for my daily grind. But definitely in arenas, I'll be bringing it out this Monday just for the ability to blow up hostiles and get points and annoy people. So
For sure. And I think there's 2 components to all these specialty ships, right? There's the thing you use the ship for, and then there's the income. And like I don't really use the Vindicator, but
mhm.
getting it helped me. Like it was a catch up mechanic for me on fleet commanders. Within within like 90 days, it got me all the fleet commanders, and it's been a daily source of Lorca and Sloan skill points, which didn't have any other sourcing. And it's still my only source of, I mean, outside of some like event stores and stuff, it's still my only like regular source. Um, the relativity like has like more stuff in the faction store, and that has turned into the ability to tier up like chaos tech and uh, tier up officers that I really care about and use all the time. So just because you're not actively using a ship to kill stuff, I, that doesn't mean the ship's not useful. Like it's a thing I have like I see in my alliance all the time. People are like, oh, that ship's
Yeah.
useless. Like I haven't. It's not. I'm not using it. I'm like, well, does it matter? Like, does it matter if it's which triangle you're using as long as you're able to kill stuff?
Yeah, and that point's really valid as well because they lock a lot of the good research or a lot of the the actual income behind the ship. So they've done that for a long time now. And like with the time saving ones, like if you have to grind, you can grind those champions. And now, like, yeah, that and focus on and hunting those hostiles. It's like have a proper life. You're saving time, you're not engaged much, but if you don't have anything to get all the rewards that you need to get to keep progressing. So, yeah.
So I have the Reliant. My Reliant just gives me
As well, like
the con champion trophies. I still gotta go farm the hostiles myself to get all of the pulls done. Or is that just what you mean? It just means like it's one less thing you gotta worry about.
yeah. Yeah, and the Champions Trophy is a massive part of it. So I could save like an hour a day or more by not doing the Champions Trophies if I had the Reliant out there auto grinding. But I'm still going to go out and hit because the rewards I get per like 62 hostile, which is 50, like Champions Trophies per queue is the same that you get by killing like a 40. So like auto grinding a 40. So it's like it takes a lot longer for me to now keep up or get as much than you would with the Reliant. So it's more time invested. With the new transition loop as well, like I think they're kind of revisiting Fleet Commanders 2 a little bit. So like there's some new artifacts in there and the daily drip of Fleet Commander skill points. So if you want to talk about that now, I'm happy to as well.
Oh, this one? The transition refinery? What fleet commander stuff is there? Oh, they give you some like skill points.
Yes.
Right?
So in the uncommon, yeah. So the uncommon redeem in the transition loop, depending on what level of the building you have, will drop some more some more skill points for like the generic fleet commanders, like the older fleet commanders, and then you combine that now with Hurak's crossed Tagemoni. I think that's how you say it. Probably not. But this artifact as well, which got released this month, increases base cost efficiency for Kirk, Spock, Locutus, 7 of 9,
All the
Janeway,
old ones.
and it says Luther, even though Luther is Sloan, which yeah, but why call him Luther and not Sloan? It's just like okay, and skill point rare skill point requirements. So straight away, like just the unlock gives you 25% on that. So before Fleet Commanders, before this artifact, there was a Prime that gives you 25% and 7 skill point, which gave you I think 12% at max. So the fact that this artifact one unlock just by doing the transition loop, you're going to get this. And you're going to be able to max it out eventually as well, which gets you to 250%. Basically, what they've done now is said, okay, all these old fleet commanders that you had in, I don't know, 2-3 months, you'll be able to max them all out just by having a 250% efficiency plus a daily drip coming in the uncommon transition loop now.
Okay, so let me walk through what all you told me. This is the uncommon 5-star transition canister exchange. Is that what you were talking about? Helping you with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this gives me 20 uncommon skill points. I guess this gets better if you upgrade your forge. Like how much does yours give you?
I think mine's at 30 or 40 now.
Okay.
I pulled it already today, so I can't see it, but it goes up with forge level.
Okay, and then there's an artifact. There's a new artifact.
I see you, Sam.
Is it? You were telling me the name. The Jellamquay.
Yep.
Okay, so this gives you.
It's the one next to that one.
So are you pulling this every day?
Yes. Yeah, double pulling every day. Because like for me, the uncommon, I don't have much use for it, or the common. It's only the rare that's useful to me. Which is quite frustrating as well. It's like half the pools are like, oh, you don't need this as much. And having like the specialty dust, which is something else we can talk about a bit later as well, being locked behind the common, it just makes me pull the common even though I don't need it, except for the specialty dust. So Brett saying Taj ampersand. That makes sense. It's an easier way to say it. And yeah, Ryan, guarantee 100% whoever decided to put Luther instead of Sloan doesn't play the game for sure.
So okay. At least I can do bulk refine. I've been kind of ignoring these.
Mm.
I also noticed some of them you can only pull 2 and some you can pull 6. Is there any other artifacts here that are good? As we're talking about, this is new stuff, right? I haven't dove into this. Maybe anyone in the chat, like, do you guys pull anything here? Go ahead. it's gonna take Chad a while. Chad is super slow.
Sorry, Mosh. If you yeah, they don't have the spicy brain to be able to like type a million things at once, like how we're talking and stuff. But if you look at like you've got 5,000 uncommon, you've got 2,000 rare. Like stuff here is a daily pool, and the block here is the time. Like it's the cooldown time.
Mhm.
So I would recommend starting to pull some of either the new artifacts, or this is an artifact catch up mechanic as well. So this is probably the best thing about the loop is artifact catch up.
What? And
And
you
there
get
are
a
ones that
discount.
a one pull gives you X amount, but yeah, on the old ones for sure. That's
It's 6
like
chests
such a
is
good thing as well.
72,
Like yeah,
so it's
6
half
by
price.
72. Yeah, and I think that's really good. Like that, how they've done that. Some of the ones that they've done are not a discount, but you've got to look at each one individually and see, like, oh, am I getting a discount? Yes. Okay, I probably should bulk pull this one. And I think it's to do with like the mastery artifacts as well. So they want you to kind of catch up to the mastery artifacts. So, which is the requirement that you need 75 at tier 12 or 40 at tier 20 to get them mastered, I guess is the thing. But yeah, and then the pay to play ones as well. Like a lot of those are temporal artifacts too. So the unlock will then allow you to use temporal shards to then max them out. So when you're looking at things like Geordie's visor, or you're looking at the canister to increase cargo size, I would recommend you, Mosh, like go through each artifact that you are looking at, especially like the common. Like you've got 9,000 common. You're not using that for anything else except the building.
I
So
just
I
hadn't
would
spent the
probably
time
max out all my common artifacts.
to go through them, and
Have a look.
I'd rather not spend than spend it on the wrong thing, because I figured I can always spend more later, since these were not they didn't seem like like because the bulk is cheaper. Like anytime that's the case, like I don't feel a rush to spend them, right? Because when if the one was like, if it was like 50 for one and then like 1,000 for 6, I would never want to pull 6. So I need to do one every day and then keep doing it. But because the bulk is actually, like, in this case, even discounted, I felt like I could just wait for you to tell me what's good and start, and also get a feel for, like,
Yeah,
because usually
for sure.
the
That's
month
fair.
that a new expense comes out, you get a bunch of that resource extra through events, through the battle pass, and I just never have a good feel for what is my daily, like, moving forward income is, and so how much can I spend per day. Like the S31 was a good example of that. When it first came out and we had those events and we were getting those chests with extra ciphers, I thought I could just keep pulling all those artifacts. But it got to a point, as I kept doing that, eventually I ran out of the big cushion that I got during that month. And it got to where I couldn't pull GS31 blueprints. And I missed a few days because of it. Because I like hadn't done a wave in a while. And so I want to be careful not to run into that situation. Like pull the absolute essentials, and then the optional stuff, or the stuff that I can catch up on easier, I can do later.
Yeah, 100%. And the wave pass as well. Like, hopefully that gives you more starts, because yeah, the start issue is still quite a big issue for everyone trying to like do the elite solo waves and stuff like that. And yeah, there's primes and stuff you can buy to make you get more starts and whatnot. But yeah, I think just the daily drip of 3 days per one start is super low. So you really need everything else to like help that loop, like the wave battle pass and just random stuff from events or whatever. But yeah, but the cooldown here, like being the 24 hours cooldown or whatever for these artifacts, yeah, you definitely want to be pulling them most days just to try and like max stuff out. Like that one there for the building speed upgrades, like yeah, you want that as a like when you get it to G6 and stuff as well. So yeah, there's not really a lot like to spend your stuff on. Like the uncommon, probably you use a few of the other exos like Gorn Eviscerator efficiency and the 800% research speed efficiency. The common ones, probably the ones you're going to use the least. So if you've maxed out a lot of the older specialty ships and stuff, the common one, like just whatever common artifacts you can pull with that requirement, I'd do it. But when you're looking at the rare is where you really need to kind of think about where's your spend, because the rare does like the new artifacts, it does some of the new exos, like the 50% ISO cascade as a G6 or the 200% ISO defense as a G6 or ISO damage. So it's like, okay, do I spend the rare on that? Do I spend the rare on the efficiencies like the NX01 parts efficiency, or do I spend it on the artifacts? Whether it's the new artifacts or the older, more premium artifacts, I guess. So that's what you got to think about as your rare spend. But uncommon and common, especially for someone who has participated in artifact loops before, probably don't even think about it. Just try to max out those artifacts you've got there.
So another thing I don't know half the time is like, do I already have this artifact max? Like, am I just gonna like pull parts or artifact shards or whatever, and then it just becomes like temporals, or not even temporals, but like remnants that I have like thousands of, because there's different remnants. There's temporal remnants and there's like normal remnants. And some of these artifacts I've maxed out a long time, and that's another thing that's like always been confusing with artifacts. Is it takes like 4 clicks to see what a thing does, and then you gotta like exit out of here, go to a whole other place to see what level you have it as, and it just makes me not want to engage with that sometimes.
Brett? Yeah, Brett's completely right here. The refinery, they remove what you've maxed. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good.
I don't even see the common artifacts tab anymore. My common tab is gone because there's nothing in there for me to level up. It's gone.
Really? Okay.
Which is good. Like, they never do that. They never remove stuff, which, yeah, for me it is. Except for the one thing they've mandatorily put in there, which is getting the extra dust to then get the research prime, to then get the daily or the once off 10 level pool to get more stuff. So yeah, which is just annoying. That's just annoying.
Are you working on any of the mastery artifacts?
Yeah, so at the moment I'm single pulling or double pulling, depending on how much I do have of the 4 mastery ones. Primarily focusing though on the ISO defense one and the damage and ISO damage. The Apex barrier versus place is really great as well, like for arenas and stuff. But I'm at the point where in arenas I'm mostly matching up against people higher level than me. So kind of me having another even 15,000 Apex barrier, I'm still going to get blown up by like an Enterprise E or by a Crenshaw or something like that. And now the Vengeance coming in, it's like, okay, for me, it's kind of like, okay, I'll do the PvE stuff first to kind of help with the loop. And in Benga's, sorry, not in Benga's Storybook, that's a good one. Nera's Legal Tome and Quark Self-Stealing Stem Bolt, like those two I pull when I can, because like there's efficiencies in there I want, especially around the the territory loop, like the territory research tree, and some of the other things as well. So
cosmic particles, iso emulsion. What is chronometric particle?
Yeah, that's the territory loop. So if you do the territory battle plus a lot, then you don't really need this at all. But
I would want it for cosmic particles. That's kind of
premium
the bottleneck for me. But like when I looked at the requirements for these master artifacts, I'm so far away that I decided like it wasn't gonna matter. This is base weapon damage. Like, I mean, these effects are really good, and then they give you like a daily income thing. That's also good. But I wasn't sure like how long before I can actually utilize them. And then some of these,
I think the weird thing is like, well, what
have other sourcing, so I guess I should deprioritize those. I've been getting Geordie Visor, but I didn't put it on bulk refine. I got Geordie Visor because it's construction speed for buildings, and I'm preparing for the G6 crunch. So I get all the construction speed and research speed that I can get, since I guess Sigma's going to be a problem, and I don't want to spend all day grinding speed ups.
Yeah, Sigma is a massive problem. Like I'm blocked on Sigma at the moment. But I saw yesterday, Mosh, that you didn't have Janeway Fleet Commander ability for Sigma efficiency. So you get that now, Mosh. That's what you want for G6. Like you need it. But before we move on to Janeway, Yeah, there's a lot of premium artifacts that were pay to play last month that now have become available this month. So those 4 uncommons and then the rares as well. So Geordie's Visor probably is the most impactful from that, but the rares with even like leveling them up probably is worth it as well. But when you're talking about the daily refines with the premium artifacts, like even though I don't have it mastered, I still have the chest for all 4. So I've got the chest for speed ups, materials, ship parts, and resources. So I don't understand if that's
Wait, what? You
mastery
get the
locked
income
or
chest
if this
even
is
though.
something else now.
So as long as you like
Yeah.
unlock the artifact, even though you can't actually level it up, you start getting the income chest.
Well, that's what I don't understand. It's like, is this a bug
I don't.
or is
Shh.
it meant to be this way?
Don't
Because I don't
tell
have.
nobody. Chat. No one
It's
say a
fine.
word.
If it's wrong, it's wrong.
No, it's correct. And stop talking about it.
Okay. So unlock it. It's worth it. Like it's a slow drip. Like for me, it's like 4 hours of Sigma speed ups, but the Sigma like resources past still tritanium and stuff, and then also what was the other thing I was getting? I was getting something else that's worth it. But yeah, it's a daily drip. Like why not? More is more.
Well, the why not would be because I'm not getting 300 rares per day, am I? I'm
Well, if you're
getting
doing all
like
the
90
loops and you're
rares per
double
day
pulling,
from
it depends on
this,
your income.
and I'm getting 39. So I need to reduce what I'm pulling because right now I'm pulling like I'm writing checks for more than my income. So I need to balance that out. What in here is not like? I guess maybe these guys can be 1 each, or not at all. Presumably, I want to keep getting
I probably
Jordy's.
would put 1 each.
Yeah, what is Jordy's visor again? 36, 70. Okay, so there's no cost
Mm-hmm.
efficiency.
Yeah, you want Geordie's Visor.
But do I want to 2 pull it?
Once you unlock Geordie's Visor, though, you should be able to.
Okay.
I think it's mostly the unlock you want. Once you get that, you can speed it up through the current resources you have. So that will only be a short time income drain.
Okay, that's good to know. So is Jordy's visor new? Okay, no, it's just I just need to get it to 21 because once I unlock it, I can use temporals to level it up. Is that why you're saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh
Yeah,
well,
it's a
then I'm
temporal
not even gonna
artifact.
put it on.
So it was pay to play.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just was saying like it was pay to play, but it's free to play this month. And yeah, there's a few others that like the Sarthanas Clock, Zalconian Storage Capsule, Classic Phaser, Emperor Giorgio's Sword. They've also been made free to play. But again, the most useful one probably is Geordie's Visor. But the storage capsule for G6 players, like I think getting that unlocked because that gives cargo capacity, probably might be something to like worth looking at if you have more resources to spend. Because like yeah, maxing that out will get you 200% more base max cargo for all your ships. So cell key wise, 200% base increase could be good. I'm not sure.
This is efficiency for Culver particles, but not rare Culver particles, so it's trash. Which one were you just talking about?
It's a catch up artifact for sure. Oh, the one next to that, the Zalconian one. But again, I'm not sure if 200% is really going to be a massive increase. But it is for all ships. So, like ships that have a big base cargo, getting a 200% increase on their base cargo will be quite big. So, maybe things like the Reliant or the Revenant, or yeah. But when you're looking at the mining ships, I don't know whether or not for G6 players it'll be super impactful.
I did use one of these cost efficiency exos a couple days ago when upgrading my Epistrator because I really want to get my Epistrator as high as possible as fast as I can. I really like that ship just for the convenience and utility of it. Plus, like It has so much high damage per round. It's my favorite ship to use when helping people with armadas because it doesn't take any. Like it takes the least amount of loot you can for the amount of damage that it does. Like it's more power efficient than like a pylum, you know. Plus, it has better warp. Plus, it gets there instantly. So somebody needs help with an armada.
I like it too.
I'm there. It's like the cube, but smaller.
Yeah.
And it gives me rare ship
and
parts.
Like the store behind it. Yeah, exactly.
Can we get Scully to give us a reset commander skill tree?
So do you want to look at Janeway?
Yeah. We can do that. So we can talk about fleet commanders a little bit. So right now I have 7 of 9 equipped because she has a survey ship part efficiency. That's basically when I use her. There was a time when I used her for her broken parts loot bonus, but I haven't had a problem with ship parts for a while. I usually use Lorca, Kirk, 7 of 9, Sloan, and Khan. Sorry, not 7 of 9. Lorca, Sloan, Kirk, and Khan. I went in today or yesterday as part of the Ascendancy event. I went in and like maxed out a bunch of Khan stuff. Basically, all the PvE stuff is maxed for me now. All that's left is a bunch of PvP stuff, which I will eventually get. But Khan doesn't seem too hard to. I'm sure some people are like freaking out over me not even having the active ability. But the reason I'm not too keen on Khan's active is because right now my role in arenas is the middle, and occasionally I might be able to punch up against someone in a tight situation. But for that burst of power, Lorca is going to be more impactful for me than Khan's ability. Right? Khan is like spread out over 5 minutes, but if I want to win like one specific fight, Lorca is more impactful. So he's my seat 1, and for that reason, and I also use him for like PvE as well. And Khan active isn't, so he's still gonna stay in seat 1 for me. Lorca is. But there's some fleet commanders that I guess you use when you're.
Yeah, you can swap them out. Like once you've used Lorca's ability, then you swap them out.
Well,
sorry, Mosh, go ahead.
Can I switch their spots? Or will one of them go on cooldown? Because Lorca has a bunch of good PvP stuff as well, like passive.
Yeah, you can switch their spots. So like it'll just do the 30 minutes. So if you do it now, like if you swap
so in
Lorca
arena,
and you swap Khan now, it'll just have that 30-minute cooldown and swap again.
It would mean that I lose all of the rest of Lorca's utility. Like Lorca has an impulse speed, right? A 30 impulse right there. And then he's got like weapon damage and piercing against players, and he's got like crit chance against when your opponent has a status applied. This works against players too. Like I don't want to be like down 20% crit chance. Like I just don't see myself like using this and then unequipping it.
Fine.
I want to swap ability, like swap
it's
position.
just you're moving the spot.
But how do I move the spot?
Yeah, so you swap Lorca and you swap Khan.
But it takes 30 minutes.
So if you just take both of them off there now, take them both off now and then put them in the other order. You don't have to confirm it, but you can just do it. Like, and it's 30 minutes and you can put it back after. So once you've used one ability, you swap their positions. So 1 and 4 swap. You still get everything else, except you can now have access to Khan's ability.
So this doesn't go on cooldown?
It's just 30 minutes.
Okay, so I can instantly re-equip them.
You see the 30-minute timer there? So once the 30 minutes is up.
Okay, so I can use Lorca's active and then swap them instantly. I just can't swap them back for another 30 minutes.
Correct, but you still get all their abilities because you've already used Lorca's active anyway, so it's going to be 12 hours before you need it again.
That's the part I didn't know. I thought because I unequipped one, re-equipping him would take 30 minutes. I didn't know I could hot swap them once and then have to wait 30 minutes, basically.
Yep.
The 30 minutes starts when you first put them in the chip.
So if you look at
yeah, okay, got it. So there's Janeway and Spock are the 2 that I've heard people use in G6. And I guess there's some abilities in there that we should talk about.
Yeah, Janeways. I don't know why you're not using it. You're a funny man, Mosh. Like,
What do you
I
mean?
guess you don't need the efficiency as much as I do, but the bottom right in scientist, you're going to want for, so that's research, but the building one specifically, you're going to want for G6. Like
Yeah, but in
you want that
G5,
maxed
why would I
out
want
just
this?
for like it's all three.
This is a bad thing. This is
Yeah, that's the
negative.
thing. I guess for you, you don't need it.
It's not that I don't need it. Like, I
For
would
your points.
rather have the negative. If she had an ability that says decreases crystal gas particle efficiency for buildings, I would be like, yeah, give me that. If she had an incinerator active where it would just let me like go to my materials tab and take some stuff and delete it, I would use that, because that's what the game is. Like, that's how you get high tier officers and win, like, get stuff for free that you're not supposed to have, is by literally taking like 400k. If I could delete 400k uncommon, I'd just be done with the SMS already and I'd go home and like relax for the rest of the weekend. Just give me like 1 million. I just want to get rid of 1 million uncommon refined crystal. Just let me delete that shit. So, and the research in buildings, they never use Epic. Epic is the only one I'm ever like low on. So I want negative efficiency for these materials.
You're gonna need the Sigma. When you get to G6, you're gonna need that Sigma pass deal. Like that's so when you transition, Mosh, I know what you're saying now. It's really great strategy what you have. Be able to spend more with doing less, which is good in G5. But once you get to G6, you're gonna want to swap it over.
Okay,
So you're gonna want to have that efficiency for sure.
The good news is
you're gonna need the upgrade stuff.
When it comes to Janeway, I have 13,900 uncommon skill points, which translates to 13,000 Janeway skill points if I want them, basically. It's a 1-to-1. Because you spend 10 and you get 10.
Plus the artifact efficiency now.
Yes. Yeah. Once I get the artifact
that we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Well, that will change the cost, but it won't change how much I get. So at least
it'll change the cost, so to go further.
Yeah. So I guess I don't have to worry about that for a little bit. But I think it's helpful to know what other so there's the Sigma in Janeway. Is there anything else that you make sure you have equipped before you like upgrade buildings or ships in G6?
So Spock would be the other one. His bonuses aren't as good as Janeway's because Janeway does all three for one, but it's still like worth leveling up to get the extra like 50% per specific resource. But like if you're doing it with buildings or you're doing it with research. But again, for you, it depends on like if you want to have efficiency.
I want to like plan
because if you don't want the efficiency,
so
yeah, I would, because like your G6 income relatively is less than your G5 income at the moment. I mean, there's going to change when G7 comes out, and your bottlenecks are different. So your speed ups and your Sigma are going to be the two biggest bottlenecks. But again, it's better to have like those efficiencies ready.
Tritanium has been a bottleneck sometimes for me. So,
Tritanium? Yeah.
This might be a good ability to max out.
Yeah, 125%, including Sigma Tritanium. Yeah, as you're leveling stuff up, it's definitely worth getting.
Brett says Spock's best ability is his last always on ability, so he doesn't need to. Is that this one? Alloy? Oh, that Tritanium thing is always on. I didn't realize that. So this one here. Getting like you get 125% Tritanium cost efficiency and it's just always on. So I should get this now. It requires commander rank 18.
Yes.
My Spock is 17. I just spent like a ton of these epic commander credits on con, and my con is at level 100 now. So I guess Spock is the next one I actually upgrade. Good to know. Damn. I could have had a lot more Tritanium. As you can see, I only have 18 trillion. I mean, I have some tokens or whatever, but
Yeah, and in the Revenant as well, like increased base cost efficiency of partial titanium dilithium, so not including Sigma, like that interchangeable hull plates research gets you 350% there. And then the Sigma equivalent will get you another 350% too for upgrading ships. But again, Spock's ability still is good. It's in addition to the Revenant stuff.
Cool. So it seems like I've also, since I've opted up, I've also unlocked some stuff, some things here in the Starship section. So you were talking about some Revenant. I guess it would be this ability here. This titanium efficiency. The next time would be once I get R&D to 60, I can max that out. There's artifact building efficiencies and what is this one? Cost efficiency of parts
So
for ships. Cool.
Yeah, Red made an interesting point earlier before as well, like saying that he wanted to upgrade the command center building. So I think for me, again, the two most important buildings you want to be focused on, artifact gallery and command center. So the artifact gallery only really has one source for the actual income of the things that you need to upgrade the building, but it has a lot of efficiency scattered throughout all these research trees. So I think definitely trying to focus on artifact gallery, get that tier level, and then command center as well, because fleet commanders, now that we've got this efficiency with the artifact coming in, you're going to have a lot more than you can spend. So over time, so I recommend upgrading those two buildings where you can.
Yeah, I one of those artifacts that I put on auto spend now is makes quantum communicators more efficient. And then of course it's the one thing I get every day from S31 is I get those quantum communicators right here. I get an extra 60 per day just so I can help level up my command center building.
Mm-hmm. And once you've leveled that up and you maxed it out, then you don't have to pull it from there anymore. And then you're using those Section 31 credits somewhere else. So there is a finite
it's possible
end to some of that stuff. And
that
for me,
seems like such a distant possibility.
You're close. You're 53. 60 is the max. That's it. You can probably get there
I
really
just
soon
assume the
for
cost
you.
will keep going up exponentially. And then, like everything in this game.
It does.
I maxed out the holodeck,
But once it's maxed though,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And those other artifacts as well, like they go to level 12, a lot of them. So once you max them out, then it's pretty much what's left and officers. So yeah, there is a finite end to some of this stuff, which is good.
So as we've been talking, I've just been trying to keep upgrading my buildings, and and make sure I take advantage of help. Even though at some point I'm just gonna give up and do the Morty style, just drag the slider because Platinum is free, or Platinum is no longer a bottleneck at a certain point.
Yeah. No. Now, I mean, you could always use more Latinum for stuff like Latinum for Sigma or Latinum for the speed ups, but yeah, the cost then just gets so blown out that it's just crazy to think about doing. But yeah, like especially buildings as well. Like I think they are good to focus on. So the Nova Squadron as well, I can see you can level that up again. That one's got special building material cost efficiency.
Nice try, Morty. You know what? I didn't level these.
Other buildings like the Section 31.
And they helped me get first. Like these specialty buildings are how I won the building upgrade SLB. It's because I could. No, it just happened because I had recently gone to 58. So they've been sitting there for like 2 or 3 days at most. Because these are, like you said, very impactful. Like Starpath is very impactful. Independent Archive, I usually just let it be unless I can go up to a new level where my income increases. So currently, I'm at 58, right? So what I do is I go into the details section, and I see that my daily free shard is like 375, but getting it to 60 won't actually change anything. It does help your chaos tech cost efficiency. Not even like all the good stuff I'm already maxed out on. So it's just like the last 2 levels or whatever. So I'm gonna wait for an event. Like, if Scopely wants me to upgrade a building, they better be paying me.
For sure.
I don't do nothing for free.
Independent archives for me, like having the cost efficiency for Sigma. Yeah, Sigma and Crystal Gas and Ore for all buildings as well. Like for me at G6, it's worth doing. But you're right, like Mosh, talking about events and stuff like that, for sure. Like this recent week has kind of made everyone or a lot of people go, okay, do I wait? No, I should wait. I should wait to do any upgrades. I should wait to progress my account until Scopely has the event that tells me progress this specific thing.
Yes.
So I think that's really detrimental to just, I guess, just the way people play. It's like, well, now you're really locked even more now if you want to, because if they're going to do these events again, you're going to want to save up especially buildings. You're going to want to save up your fleet commanders.
They're going to wait 2 or 3 months until everybody starts spending all that material again, and then they'll do another event like this. The goal of events like the Ascendancy event is to make some people feel like, oh, I really like, people like finishing events. Okay, we love finishing events. Like that's the game. The game is a series of tasks, and you check a box and you're done, and you get a little reward, and you feel good about it. So they want you to feel like you can complete an event, get stuck, and be like, God damn it, I really wanted to finish that, but I can't. All right, I'll pull out the credit card and buy a pack. That's the game. So they will not, like, because of this event, everyone's gonna hoard like mirror fragments and like keep like wait on upgrading all the specialty buildings that were giving points in that event. And Scopely will just wait. They won't do, like, they don't want to just have an event that everybody has already pre-hoarded materials for that doesn't sell any packs. They'll wait. I'm sure they can look at inventories. And there's a certain amount of time where like 80 to 90% of people will spend their mats, and then that's when they'll do another one. I just want to be in the 10% that didn't get screwed.
Yeah, and to emphasize your point even more, Mosh, Ultra Recruit tokens used to have an event for spending Ultra Recruit tokens, but then people saved up too many of them or had access to too many of them, and that event disappeared. It was never run again just because it became a currency that everyone could get and would have and would wait.
It was not a revenue-generating event. So events that don't generate revenue get canned. No. They don't serve a purpose as far as Scopely is concerned, because they're not thinking about player fun or like anything else.
They're not.
Everything is about, because they see it as like, oh, we put up they see it as like marketing spend. And every time you spend money on marketing, you want to know what was the return on this campaign. And that's how they, like, to them, all events are marketing. And like, once you understand that, then a lot of decisions make a lot more sense.
Players just quickly answer Red's question as well. So other ways to get, go ahead.
Nothing.
Sorry, Mosh. I'll quickly answer Red's question. So other ways to get Sigma speed ups quickly, probably through your G6 solo armadas is a good way to do it. So if you can get to the point where you can triple pull the uncommon and then do some rare and do some epic, that's a great way. If you can't do Mirror Tetrix, like you're saying, Mirror Tharma, which is a 65 system, probably still would drop some speed ups, but not as high quality as you'd get from Mirror Tetrix. But yeah, definitely do your armadas. That's probably the best way to go about it, and do that claim every day, because it is you get 3 starts a day in G6 for uncommon, and if you can triple pull that one, then like you're getting at least something. So
Brett says, I stand by my position from 2021. If they ran ultra spend events more often, then people would run out of them, do 2 or 3 a month, just have them pay less shards or other things. Honestly, like, I don't the recruit events, like, the rewards weren't even that good. It was just a fun thing for us to do. Those of us who like to like pool our resources, and like we feel like, oh, I showed patience and discipline by not spending my recruit tokens, and now I'm doing it. And then every like month or 2 weeks or however often it was run, it was a fun thing to see the names competing. It was like Duck Race on Ultra Vetica stream. Like, that's how I felt about it. Because the rewards were like, no, there wasn't an impactful amount of rewards. I never thought they were. And most of those events actually were like if you wanted to win any of the like the building upgrade or the ship upgrade or the officer upgrade ones, you had to spend way more latinum than first place ever gave you. They were all just loser events. People do them because it's fun. So they should just do more fun events.
100%.
Like for bragging rights. God damn it.
Yeah. And for me, like I keep saying the same thing again and again, but the event that gave me the first place avatar and frame for like beating up like one hostile system, like just to win. I did it to win. Like I didn't care what I was getting.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm the number one in my alliance, scoring the most points in my alliance. And even though it was an alliance leaderboard or versing other alliances, like I made sure I spent 4 or 5 hours a day, make sure we came first. And we did. And now I have it and it's like, good. It didn't give me anything else, but now it's like, I did that. I was happy.
Yeah. It feels good to like use your account to win at a fake game. Like this whole thing is fake. Just let us enjoy it. Like it's all a video game. It's like they forget. They're so busy looking at their P&L or whatever. They forgot that this is actually a video game sometimes. MorDHD has a
Rocco's very right. Like I'm competitive. Yeah, if it's worth competing for, like I'm gonna do it. It doesn't matter what it's for. Like the 2 million Latinum I still owe you. I do owe you that, but like if it's worth competing for, we'll do it. And
I will collect.
That's the thing.
Day.
Like you were talking about optimizing players. You will, and you were talking earlier about players optimizing the fun out of games. Well, Scope players optimize the game out of the fun. Like where's the fun? This is my biggest problem with this arc. It's Scope players optimize the fun away. It's like I'm not having fun, Mosh. Like I used to have a lot more fun. And
hold on,
like,
Marty. Are you saying?
Yeah. All right.
Let me get this straight. So what I'm about to do isn't fun for you? Like I mean, I'm gonna show you how much fun it is. Look, this is the arc, okay? The current arc is you go over here, all right? Or this is how I play the arc because I can't possibly wait 5 minutes or whatever. You go right here. The system has rare, okay? So you do a jump, and then What is the ship? It doesn't matter because my ship doesn't matter. I'm gonna die to hazard. My crew doesn't matter. Okay, so you make a rift and you send your 3 best mining ships, which you only tiered up recently because like finally like you need to have mining ships. I was happy with G4 miners until this arc started. I had 0 complaints with them. And then you just put all your ships here, okay? And then you try to make it so none of them dies before you run out of time. And then you, like this one I'm just gonna send to the 60 system because why not? You gotta figure out, look at the dynamic gameplay, okay? So like I got 4 ships right here. You gotta figure out which of them is this chasing. I'm gonna bet you that it's actually the Hydra. Let's find out. No, it wasn't the Hydra. Is it? Oh yeah, it was. I was correct. Oh, of course I was correct. So the when you're sending 3 or 4 ships in a small amount of time to a system that has chasers, only the first one gets chasers. So the Eviscerator died. Well, we already knew that. The Hydra is alive. The Nova is alive, and the Ferengi ship, the Maugwa or whatever, is also alive. So then you just let them all mine. You watch them slowly die. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just gonna happen. And then your Sanctus, which you have maxed out and decked out with like excellent officers and set up for everything, you just put that right here, and then you just let the auto attackers attack it. And regardless of your crew and your skill and your upgrades and your research and your officers and your forbidden tech and your chaos tech and all of the decisions that have led you to this moment after like playing this game for 15 or 18 months or however long, this ship is going to die within the set amount of time, like 10 minutes or something. It's just going to be dead. Like nothing I have done for the past year and a half has any impact whatsoever on what the fuck is going to happen here. This ship's just going to die. And because all the loot comes from the loot boxes, my officers, my loot officers don't even have an impact. So that's just what's going to happen. And then we can keep talking while we watch these little like glowy red animations that somebody is very proud of to make a documentary about and brag about. Just slowly kill our ships.
Mhm.
Now, you're telling me this is not fun for you?
Well, I still know most. Aren't you still sitting in that QA box in their office though? Like, can you not yell at them as a potato just to be like, "Where's the fun?"
Look,
But yeah,
just because I'm a potato
dynamic
doesn't mean
gameplay,
I
Mosh.
live in a
Is this not
bucket.
dynamic gameplay?
That's a racist stereotype, and I will not stand for it.
That's your day job, though. It's your day job. Is sitting in that QA box yelling at people.
Yeah.
Potato's gonna work.
You know what? You put me in touch with someone that's locally game designers.
Where's the fun?
I will have a conversation with them. Don't worry.
But that's the pre G6 as well. Like Brett says, like with the G6 miner, you can get massive nodes, smaller holds like the Valkyries, and you still burn. Exactly. Like the cargo capacity is still an issue. But I don't have to worry about hazards as a G6 because I've got like the hazard research to prevent me from doing that. But for you, Mosh, like your ships are going to die in what, 10, 20, 40 minutes or whatever. And the 3 mining ships you've got on the rare now, you're going to have to put them in the uncommon, and then you're going to put them in the common, and you have to repeat the same cycle with the ship in the common, uncommon, and the rare. So you're going to have to randomly sit there and wait for ships to come to you to blow up against you in the rare, and then all you're doing is you're just wasting repair. Like you've got to repair, you've got to do it. Like I'm doing double pulls because I can, but I'm doing all 5 of those loops. I'm doing the uncommon, the common, the rare, and then the uncommon and the rare for the ships. So and
there's no way for you to become more efficient. Like there is no progression.
You can't. No.
That is the core element of every like game of this entire freaking genre is you get stronger. You create friction, then you let the players experience it, then you remove the friction through either effort or pay to win, and then the players feel good about the removal of said friction. There is nothing you can do to make the Suliban runners spawn faster. Like per dock. Like it's a fixed rate of Suliban per dock. Like the only things that you control are your warp range. And that's it. And how much time you're willing to waste staring at the screen, doing nothing, not playing the game. Like that's why chasers and hazards is the worst mechanic / arc / loop they have introduced since I started playing this video game.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, all your favorite friends that you hate playing in this game, like we're going to put them all together in one arc, and we're going to have this arc be 6 months long, and all the rewards are based on the fact that you can do that. And then even the building as well, like the building, increases your mining speed or whatever, increases your ISO damage. Yeah, that's fine.
Doesn't give you hazard. Why doesn't the new building give hazard?
Is tied to this arc. Just no, 100%. Like, where is my progression? And if next month, if they go, okay, here's the research to give you base hazard protection for like transigen, whatever, like I'm going to be annoyed because like you waited a whole month to provide any way for players who are G5 to get any hazard resistance, and even in G6 to boost up the hazard resistance. Yeah, you can pay for it, but like the loop itself, you need to progress. Like you need to feel good about it without like paying for it. So it's just, it's so frustrating, Mosh. Like the time gate between having the problem and having the fix is too long now. It should be within the same month where you should be able to work towards it by participation, doing events to get the fix. You need to work to like it blows my mind. I can't. It's really frustrating. It's
so crazy to hear you be like this negative and frustrated about STFC. Like anybody who doesn't know Morty, he's like the most positive person I know in this game. Like it's a wall they put in front of you, and like I think a lot of players who enjoy the game because it's a challenge and they've mastered like beating the challenges the game puts in front of them. This is a challenge you can't beat. It's a challenge of you can't speed up, you can't get better, you just gotta watch it and you move at the same pace as everybody else. Like that's torture for them.
Yeah, and like I don't have any issue beating the loop. Like I beat the loop. I can double pull what I need to double pull. I can finish all the SMSs that are not the heroic ones. Like I mean, even though I've finished all those heroic ones as well with the spend wise.
You're no better today
my building
than
already,
you were
like as a free to play
2 weeks ago. That's your core issue. right? Like you put all
No.
this effort and you're
Yeah.
exactly the same place as you started 2 weeks ago. Whereas in the con arc, like
Pretty
I
much,
didn't
yeah.
enjoy it, but you did, and Con did, and and Kaiser did, and Ryan did. Like these players, they went and grinded and made progress, and they were like they could feel a tangible improvement in their abilities based on the amount of effort they put in. And then it was a decision. I chose to not to put that effort in, right? But I knew that I could, and that's good enough. Like there's nothing I can do right now to improve things other than go to 62 and get a Selkie and buy the Hazard Prime or some nonsense, which I'm not going to do.
Mm-hmm. Or get the CT to get a 200% as well, like adding that onto your ship, like one ship is good.
Like,
so I'll read a few
new
comments
ways
as well.
to destroy
Sorry,
money
Mosh.
isn't a solution to anything.
Not at all. And Rocco, yeah, the game is fun without paying money at all. Like I've been playing this game since 2019 and I've enjoyed it mostly. This month has been a little bit different, but it's possible. It just takes a lot more time to do it as a free to play. And Brett says the hazard should not have been turned on this month. They should have given people a chance to stock up while they built whatever will give us a counter next month. Yeah, I think, like they hit us hard with so many different things this month. And I'm sure Mosh will get into all the events and stuff as well. But they changed how we play the game fundamentally, like in multiple places. So that's been a big issue. And Brett says, in fairness, you can drop 100 grand and go to 67 and get Selkie has resistance over 200%. That solves one problem, which is the mining. But the second problem still is the ships. Like your hazard protection for ships isn't going to be 200% unless you buy.
Like the Sanctus could have been a Vengeance. And it would have been dead just as fast. 6+. Like literally, I could have sent the Vengeance here.
Yeah.
And after like 10 hostiles, it would be dead. So what the fuck is the point of anything?
Yeah. And Scotty as well, like, yeah, I mean, he's another Demarco or better Demarco, but he's not going to fix everything for you either. It's like if your ships aren't strong enough, you don't have enough, like,
I don't have a
research or your officers aren't good enough, you're still going to die to those armadas.
The dropships or the vanguards, like, I'm fine with those. No one is complaining. Like, yes, these are challenging, but no one's complaining. Like, the only complaint I had was there was like a 55 and a 60 and nothing in between. Like, why? Like, why is there nothing in between? And the jump in power is like 100x. Like, like I could kill I could kill 100 of these rares if there was no hazard, the 55s. Or I could kill one of these like 60 rares. Like, why is there like nothing in between those two? Like something that's 10 times as strong and it sits in the 58 system. Whatever. But in general, like,
and that's every generation as well.
Yeah. But it's like my point was that it's not that people aren't complaining that this stuff is hard and we can't kill it easily. That's not the complaint. The complaint is that our decisions and actions and our like research and effort make zero difference. That's the complaint. Like at this point, why are we playing the game? Why don't you guys just like tell us how much we would have minded if we just sent our ships out and let them die? Like, why am I even?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Star Trek spreadsheet command, like, yeah, just run the simulation and then give us the result, and then we'll just do it again. Like, it's the fun. Where's the fun? And do you want to get into the events, Mosh, or do you want to start talking about them?
Let's talk about the events. Sure.
All right, let's talk about flashpoints first, I think, because for me, like, I like the idea of the flashpoints and what they're trying to do with like hey, you do this, then you do this, then you do this. But like first time around with the IMSs, literally zero service completed it. And there've been so many bugs in terms of like spawning the armadas. There were bugs in the beginning about like where you could move your ship, even where you could control your ship, zero bug issues, and then getting blown up by randomness and hazards, and just so many bugs around that as well. So yeah, what's your take on the IMSs there, Mosh?
I mean, I don't know where to start. So it's at this point, because like I've listened to other people talk about it as well. It's a little bit like beating a dead horse. But for those who don't know, This is the IMS progress on all servers. Literally, no one has beat stage 3. The closest is like one server that's 34%. But like outside of the top 10, it's like 6%. If 90% of your players can't do more than 6% of something, and like these servers haven't even got to phase 3, like, do you think you goofed? And what's worse is this is the second iteration. So they released this where literally no one was able to complete stage 3. And they were like, we're sorry, we hear your feedback. We're going to adjust the next set. And so they already had numbers, right? They had the numbers from phase 1 of like how much people were going to be able to make progress. And they still boofed it. Like, it would be like, if you and I were negotiating and you're like, yo, I want to sell you a Big Mac. And I'll be like, how much? And you'd be like, $1,000. And I'd be like, no fucking way. And you went and asked 5,000 other people if they would pay $1,000 for a Big Mac. And literally all of them said no. And you went back, you were like, all right, we're going to have a corporate meeting. We're going to discuss the pricing of this Big Mac. It turns out $1,000 is too high. And 0% of 1,000 scenarios resulted in a purchase. And then we can see how much people are paying for like burgers at Burger King, right? Which is like they have pretty much exactly the same thing, and they're willing to pay like no more than $10 for a burger. The most anyone has paid for a burger is $10. And when I say that, like, it's because it's the most progress anybody made was like 10%, right? On stage 3. So like, all right, so we have this data. We know the most anyone can do is $10, and we tried 1,000. What should we try next? And these geniuses are like, let's try $500 for a Big Mac. Like, so, okay, whatever. Like, what do you even talk about it? Like, of course, like no one finishes it. Like, whatever. And but in general, as a player, I never give a shit about IMSs because from day one they've been terrible at tuning them. I knew that wasn't going to happen. Because there was 4 days for it, I saved my directives until stage 3 started on our server. I thought maybe we get the first milestone, and like we still haven't even. Like, we haven't gotten the first milestone, and I'm on like one of the most active servers in the region. And I've been doing max pulls and doing my armadas. Like, but you can't even see anybody's, like, you can't even see the names of the people who contributed to the 298. And this is all assuming it worked. So like I'm just talking about the design of it, right? And the tuning. Like, if they had executed perfectly, it would still have been complete dumpster fire. But they didn't execute perfectly. They started the IMS at the second one, the one that was supposed to be tuned better. They started it, and it wasn't working, and it was also badly tuned, but it also wasn't counting it correctly. And then they reset it. Everyone lost all their progress. So all the work you did for the first 2 hours of the IMS, which is a thing you did for the sake of your whole server, because you don't get any benefit from it after doing the SMS, it all went poof. And they're like, we're sorry. We're going to like do an emergency hotfix in production, and then like what they should have done was just like when it wasn't working was immediately comp everyone how many things they would have gotten on the event being completed. Why? Because they fucked up. This was the second IMS. It wasn't even on the arc launch. They fucked up. So just comp everybody the thing because you lost my progress. Like, I put an effort. I did a thing. You deleted it. Okay, you're at fault. Just say sorry and give me the thing. And then try to fix it for next time. But no, they were arrogant enough to try and fix it in like these people who can't launch an arc after 6 years without half the things being buggy decided that they could patch the live servers in the middle of an event where things are being counted and they could fix it. And of course it didn't fix it. And of course it made it worse. And it's just like, I can't say anything constructive here, so I'm just gonna stop talking. Well, hopefully my rant is cathartic
for me, like people. As well. Like Yeah, it definitely is. Like my server as well, like with the IMS, we're still on stage 2. Like we're not even at stage 3 yet. So like the other thing that really frustrates me as well is that my IMS does not contribute I'm sorry, my SMS completion does not contribute in any way to the IMS completion. So the fact that I can complete all 4 of my SMSs, I don't get any points to the server to say, hey, look, I've done my part. Like, why does my SMS not count towards the IMS? Like, surely by me completing and me blowing up the required amount of chips and doing the required amount of armadas and the required amount of mining for the SMS, why does that not help the server? Like, surely there should be points for me completing my SMSs in each IMS to allow my completion to feel like I've done something. Like, why? If it doesn't feel like I've done anything to help the server, I've done my SMSs, but I don't feel like I'm contributing. And the whole thing about an IMS, like instance milestone for your whole server, like, should you not feel that you are cooperating and you're helping to contribute to something? Like, I do not feel in any way that this IMS is letting me play with other people, or this IMS has any impact in me wanting to play with other people. Like, I feel very, very isolated still. Yes, I'm doing the IMS, but like, I don't feel like it's collaborative. I don't feel any sense of cooperation at all in the way that it's built. And that's another really frustrating point.
Yeah, and to top it all off, as
And
emblematic of the rest of the design, it doesn't matter what level you do. Like my 50, like as a 56 player, if I went and killed a 60, which is like something almost no one does, it doesn't matter. I could all the rares give the same points. So like it, I don't know. I don't know why we have to explain any of this. Well, I know why. It's because they don't play the game. They're not gamers. This is an epidemic in so many games where the people in charge of like the stewards of the game are not video game players. They either have never played video games or don't play video games now. And so they're just completely out of touch with like what people, I don't know. I feel like even if I quit playing video games for like 5 years, I would still like have a better hey Madrox, a better barometer than what I'm seeing. Like, how can you think that like making every hostile kill be 1 point is somehow going to be enjoyable to anyone? Like in an MMO, where the whole point is character progression, like or account progression or ship progression, whatever, fleet progression. The whole point is progression. Anytime you invalidate progression, like there should be a giant poster on the wall: "Thou shalt not invalidate progression." Like, like this like basic stuff. That's like telling someone that a car should actually be able to move.
Well,
like,
even looking,
why do I need to tell you this? It's a car. That's the point.
Yeah. And even locking stuff behind like stage 1, lock behind stage 2, lock behind stage 3, lock behind stage 4, like that puts you out of sync with the SMS, right? Like if you're one of the people who are trying to progress more. And then like, is it fun for you to have to wait till your server gets to stage 3 before you can run the armadas because you know that by waiting you're going to help your server? Or then are you going to be selfish and you're going to run them without your server even catching up? Like I've completed my stage 3 because like number one, I can do enough I'm
you need to do
enough
it.
to get
Otherwise
more
you can't do this
anyway. But it's
like
well, that's right. So it's like, well, it's just making me feel more isolated by like I'm doing stage 3 and stage 4 and my server's still on stage 2 and I'm trying to help my server of course by killing more hostiles, but it's like, well, that's not the intent, that's not the fun. Like the idea like should have been have all 4 active at once and then we compete to all 4 milestones at the same time so that no matter what you're doing as part of like the pushback against this invasion is doing something. Like why block it out and say no, today you killing this same hostile does not matter because it only matters when you've done this bit. And it's like, well, why have it there in the first place then? Why allow me to hit these armadas if in the IMS it's only counting towards when I get to stage 3? So it's just bad design. It's bad design.
The whole idea of an IMS is weird to me because it's like, so I'm in a group of 1,000 plus people. And so my contribution, like, okay, if I do double or triple if I do 10 times as much as everybody else, I'm still only 1% of the IMS. So like it's never gonna feel impactful. I'm never gonna feel good about it. And it's not like they got this notion in their head that we're gonna like look and see how the other servers are doing and we compete with them. Why? Does anybody care? Like, does anybody care? Like, do you think the guys on Tusk are like, oh man, the Fenris guys are at 34%. Let's beat them. Like, why would they care? It doesn't matter. Because
Yeah.
like
No.
there's no bragging rights because this isn't a difficult task. It doesn't require coordination, or like it's just like who clicked more, maybe, or more likely like who got more lucky with the pulls, because this stuff is also random RNG. Like maybe on your server, the guys who got all the directives, like the 200, like they got 600 from a 3 pull. Those guys don't know how to cruise, so like your server loses because the idiots got the directives. Like, so like it's not even something we're gonna brag about. It'd be like my server did it well, and your server didn't do it well. Uh, what would have been like if they really want to like if I was designing something like this, right? I would split the player base like randomly between like the Huron supporters and the Huron like the anti-Hurons, right? Like regardless of like and both halves of the server would compete against each other, and everybody like they would just list the players by power, and they would go down the list, and they would go, you're on team 1, you're on team 2, you're on team 2, you're on team 1, you're on team 1, you're on team 2, just like just do 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, like to each side, right? And just go down the list, just assign people to each side, and then oh my god, what have I done? Once you've done that, then let those players compete with each other, and it's like, oh, I'm on blue team, I'm on red team. Then it's fun. Then it's interesting.
Yeah. The other thing as well, like it's meant to be dynamic gameplay or a dynamic like. When we did the first one of this, like, yeah, the yellow thing turned to a shield because it was completed. Is that the dynamic part? Like, and then at the end when that went away, you could still do the mining, you could still do the Suliban. Like, was that? I don't understand, and maybe I'm wrong here, and maybe month 2 or month 3 has the dynamic like world shifting, or month 4 has the world shifting, or whatever. But it was advertised as being like the most dynamic part of like the whole galaxy changing and stuff like that as well. And the other point that I want to talk about too, Mosh, is like, why does a world boss in, say, like Diablo 4 or in World of Warcraft, why does that feel more fun? It's because you can see like a big target there, and you can see people around you trying to do against the same big target or take down the big world boss. Like, you can see the cooperation. But in this, I can't see any cooperation. So, like, it doesn't feel like I'm cooperating.
Yeah, like
to
another
try and
idea
take down a
I
threat.
heard
It feels like
mentioned
I'm just doing my event.
was okay. So like the invasion starts in a 32 system, right? And the server has to go clear it. Like there's there's I don't know how many hostiles in a system, like 50 or something usually. I'll start in one of the systems that actually has hostiles, which I think is here. So there's like this many. Let's just say there's like 30, right? Let's say there's 120 total that have to be killed, and so every like, and it's all 32 server 32 Huron invaders or whatever. Once 100 of these have been killed, the system is cleared, and now the whole server gets to go and clear this and this and this, and just like as you kill them, like
Yeah.
they invade the whole
I'd do that.
thing, but you gotta like clear one system before you go to the next, and that's the IMS. Then you see this border moving as the players clear out the systems, and the fuzzy red stuff goes away. Oh my god, look at our visual progress, dynamically changing the world. And also, early on, anybody can help, including the G3 players, right? The foot soldiers, the peons, the pawns. And then as it goes higher, oh man, now I'm tapped out, guys. I can't reach any, but you guys go ahead, right? Like and then like the G4 players have got to like do, and then the G5, and then like
For sure.
and like, oh, our server has 70s. Like, yo, like hopelessly hooked, killed the deal. Like people would cheer on the whales who could go there and clear the 70s. And
They
you
would.
could you should see their names in the list of contributions to the IMS so that they can show it off how cool they are, and everybody else can see like that they did this thing. Like there, I just gave you a better way to do it in like 5 minutes.
And that's the story. that's the story. And like you're gonna look back and go like, wow, like Mosh actually killed 1,000 of these things. Like Mosh the hero who cleared 3 or 4
Yeah,
nodes
like
for
what
us.
a
Like
loser.
Mosh,
That
Mosh
guy
the hero. That's what
is
people
a
want. Like
machine or
if I'm
whatever.
a 70,
But that's still cool. Like people would like
but yeah, if I'm a
notice
70
you.
who spent, it is. Well, the money I spent, like for example, if I want to spend money to get a vengeance, like let me use the vengeance to like really do damage. Let me use the vengeance to prove that hey, I can kill all this stuff and help the server. Like
Yeah, see?
provide a story,
I'm not
provide a framework
compensating for anything. I just did it to help you
to have
guys.
players talk about people's contribution. Yeah, I get that as well, but but let people talk about stuff. Like provide something interesting to talk about.
For sure. Like stories, like this is something that a lot of game developers don't understand. Like MMO makers, like they keep getting wrapped up in being the protagonist of the story they're creating. Like their job is to set the stage and let the players create the story. The most memorable story, like experiences that anyone can have, are usually things that they experience with their friends and teammates and whatnot. It's never like,
Yeah.
oh, do you guys remember that one time where they like did this thing in the game and like the developers made it so we had to go collect 15 boar meat? Like no one cares about that. But you'd be like, remember when we were trying to collect that boar meat and we ran into that other guild and then we fought them and then like we won or we lost or and then they called in their friends and we called our friends and then this other thing happened. Like it's always the people. It's not the boar meat that matters. But they always get wrapped up in
Yeah, Mosh.
Because that's what they like.
Remember that time that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, they do. I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to make this joke. But remember that time, Mosh, that we were in a guild and we were doing a raid in WoW, and like it was hardcore mode, and then I just blinked, and then I have no mana. Like I have no mana to be able to help you, and then you end up dying, and then I'm sitting there going, "What could I have done? I just have no mana." So that's a story. Like where is that in this?
In Dire Mall, yeah, where you could where where you had to run out of the yeah, where you roached out for sure. Like,
but Mosh, you said run. You said run. So when the raid caller calls run, you run.
Exactly. It's just like I think it's a little bit of like ego because like I don't know. There is a shortage of a mindset of being a gardener, like someone who's like a caretaker, a curator, and they're so busy trying to control and direct the experience and create theme parks and put people on rails and like give them these elaborate experiences. And like sometimes you just gotta make sure. Like as a kid, I played with wooden blocks, right? Like they were some of my favorite toys.
Yep.
Because we built so many things with them. Like it was infinite possibilities. And then there's these like Legos that you can only build one thing with it. And those are not nearly as fun. So like I don't know. I don't know how we keep arriving at these like super like hyper designed video games where everyone's expected to do the exact same thing rather than just throw a bunch of blocks out there, let people play with it. That's a lot more fun. It was a pirate software joke, yeah. Right.
Yeah, and like there can be a bit of balance in there as well. Like you can have a super tailored arc, but then again, like have an arc where you can just mess around with. Like you can just be creative with. You can tell a story with. Like, there can be a balance there.
Like
yeah,
I don't need a dynamic
like,
world.
you've
Like
got to
I
push new
couldn't care
content.
less, right? When they talk about like the world changing and whatnot, because I just know they're not going to pull it off. Like, EVE Online can't pull it off. These guys aren't gonna. But if you wanted to make things dynamic, it has to be player driven, and it has to be something where my actions matter. That's it. That's what dynamic means. Player actions have an impact. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, no one's gonna engage with it or care. Really, like no one cares. No one cares about this ice cream logo. Literally, no one. Can we talk about the social and economic state of the world? Life is shit, and then you die. There, we've talked about it. Now let's talk about space triangles.
Yeah. So again, like I think with the IMS, like Brett made an interesting point as well before, saying that, hey, like if all the servers get to X amount of point, then the top X amount automatically progress and automatically finish. Like, yeah, that's a good way to like finish it, which would be good. And then if you get a reward
Like
for doing it, that's great.
percentile
Like,
based,
there's
right?
always going to be a reason to participate then.
Yeah, that would be self-tuning.
Yeah.
Like these guys, like it's a server leaderboard, right? Like ILB or something, where it's a competition between
Yeah.
servers, and it's like Alliance Tournament, Master League, or whatever. I can see that as well.
Correct.
I personally wouldn't enjoy that because again, my impact on it would be negligible. It's just like how many active players does my server have, and how many of them are willing to spend for no spend on something no one should be spending on, which is these packs that have directives, because that's how you win, right? That's how you would win the that server leaderboard. Like go in here, pay $99 for an activity that takes like 30 seconds in a video game that is really like you could buy like an Elden Ring game with that, and then like you could buy like 2 AA games with that, or you can just buy like an Armada directive. Like I don't understand why they think that's okay.
For sure. I think, yeah, I think like when we talk about feedback as well, like we're talking about a specific part of the thing. We're not talking about everything as a whole. I mean, we are at the same time, but like when we're talking about what Brett said is like fixing the one issue. That's fixing like the leaderboard of the completion issue. That's not fixing the how did you get to that point. So like when we're teasing stuff out, like it really is just that comment about that one little thing. And it's got to like, there's got to be a change of like 100 little things to make it to the point where it's good. So like, yeah, once you fix one thing, you fix something else, But like, I think,
sure, but I don't think
I don't know,
anything...
like, are they getting confused about the little fix or?
Yeah, I guess there's multiple levels to it, right? There's the execution and the bugs and the resets and the whatever. And I think that stuff is like unfortunate, but they don't decide to do any of those things. So I don't really ever fixate on them. It's a mistake. They try to fix it. And yes, it's infuriating when they keep making the mistake over and over again. And you're like, at what point are you guys going to like figure out how to not make this mistake after 6 years? Like maybe we could have one ARC launch, but that's a process issue. And that's a thing that like our feedback doesn't matter. Like they know we don't like it. They don't like it. It's happening for reasons that like I don't think it's super constructive for me to get into. Like from the outside without having information about how they run their like release management or what their source control is like. Staffing and like lots of other internal things that I don't think players have necessarily any. We're not in a good position to offer valuable insight, right? So I tend to avoid those things. And also, they didn't decide those things. Like those are things that Scopely doesn't want to have happen, but they're happening. Whereas the IMS and like this dynamic world stuff, they decided, like they're very proud of it. This is a whole year-long journey. They talked about it last year, right? Like, oh, we want the world to be more dynamic. We want players to log in and be like, what's happening in STFC? And I think the fact that it's so far off is a little bit concerning. Like, how do you not understand that no one gives a shit about this? Like, it's not like 10% of players really love it or anything. It's not like if it was, it should be like more than half the players like something for you to invest so much in it. But literally nobody likes chimeras. Like nobody was like, oh man, I'm so glad that like there's these systems where like after a set amount of time, I can go do an Armada in that based on directives that I get from a loot exchange where I gotta be online at exactly 11 a.m. on the first day of the event, and then also be online at exactly 11 a.m. every day after, and then maybe by day 4 I can get enough directives to do 2 chimeras, and that's it. Like no one was into that. Like you don't have to do a sophisticated user study to be like, that's a complete dud. And that was like 9 months ago. And they've just been plowing through with gusto. So maybe they made a lot of money off of it, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. But why are they talking about the dynamic aspect? Nobody, like,
they're two different.
Nobody's buying directives because it's dynamic. They're buying directives for the same reason they buy anything else. They missed out on the satisfaction of completing an event, and they feel bad about it, and they want to satisfy their dopamine itch, and they do it. That's it. Like, you don't need to waste all this developer time on this like pulsating line border thing and this ice cream logo for that to happen. Like, don't waste money on this shit, and then maybe you can afford to be less scummy with your in-app purchases. I guess I take it Red agrees with what I
Yes.
said.
That's a good gift there for sure. But yeah, I mean, like again, like yeah, the complexity of this, like it didn't have to be so complex either. You didn't have to add so much together to kind of do what they wanted to do either, and just have it all. Here you go, day one. You've got 5 new loops. You've got hazards. You've got chases that, and now
They need a new
like
designer.
you've got an IMS, and then well, the other thing is as well, like then they went, okay, now you've got all that, which is just brand new. Have Boldly Go here. It's something you've wanted for a long time. Let's just add Boldly Go on top of that. Let's
At the beginning of a new
I completed as well.
multi-arc
Like it wasn't an issue to complete, but
right on day one, we're gonna throw in. Yeah, the scheduling of that was horrendous. That was absolutely a fail.
yeah, and then the other thing, when it came to the spend event, they're like, oh, you know how normally in a spend event you get an officer? Well, now we're going to just give you depot tokens. So yeah, depot tokens are great. Like, don't get me wrong. And they came in handy for the heroic SMS that came later. And then they changed it again. They're like, hey, you know how you used to be able to spend any generation, like 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever it was to get points? Now it's only your generation. All the progression that you planned for previously and the ways that you plan out your spend and the way you play the game to get what you want, hey, we're going to change all of that. Not only are we going to give you a new loop, we're going to make it really annoying with hazards and chases. We're going to give you a Boldly Go on top of that, which is a different way to think about how you play the game. Then we're going to change the way your spend events work and the prices you get for your spend events. And we're going to make it generation specific. So if you've been working on your generation and you don't have much to spend there, you're boned. So,
See, Marty,
man, it was just so many things happening at once.
This is what you don't understand. That's the dynamic gameplay they were talking about. It wasn't the game world shifting. It was their schedule. It was like, oh, you think I'm gonna jab right? No, I'm gonna jab left. The way I've explained this game to people is that it's not a player versus player game, and it's not a player versus environment game. It's a player versus developer game. And so for those of us who like,
yes,
the challenge of this game is how can I combat Scopely, right? Like they want to deny me the good stuff by blocking it behind paywalls, and my game is to figure out how to get all the good stuff without giving them money. Okay, so that's my fun. That's why I love SLBs and events and whatever. And so to me
too.
The last week has been really fun. I'm not like the mining and the IMS and stuff is bullshit, right? The Ascendancy event is my favorite thing in a while. And the Officer Depot token event before that, because it was like, wait, they changed the rules of the game. It's like I was getting bored, right? Because like, oh, I gotta go to the faction store and buy a G4 ship and then level it up and then scrap it and then do the same thing. Like have a fleet of Valdors that I'm scrap cycling, and like I've done that 100 times already, right? And so like that was the game, and it's like I've entered a new zone. And the game has changed, and these mobs have different abilities. Like, right? So now, they broke the pattern. Like they taught you a pattern, and then they changed it. Now, instead of like the first week of the new arc being like a material spend event where you get the new officer, it's like, oh, now it's like a material spend event with only new materials, and you get tokens for old officers. And so who's gonna fall? Who's gonna fall for this, right? So I was very careful. That's why I didn't go to 60. Ryan, because he's not as much of a giga potato as I am, he fell for it. He went to 60. I stopped at 58. I'm like, there's another. I want to see where like there's another shoe it's gonna drop, and I can just feel it. Okay, so it's like that's the game up, and like it's like a version of Fall Guys, right? Because like on your server, anybody else who falls victim to Scopely is like one less competition for you. So every time somebody would like go up in ops or do whatever, I'm like, another one bites the dust. Like that's one less competition for me because that's the game I play. I don't know. I just thought that would be a hot take. Is that they are making the game more interesting and dynamic.
You're correct.
I don't actually believe half of what I said, but it's an interesting thought to think about, I guess.
You're correct in terms of, you're right with the challenge. Like the challenge has shifted now. Like for me, it's like, how do I spend 6-star material in a way that is not going to be completely silly? Like, yeah, that's a challenge for sure. But yeah, like with Ryan not regretting going to 60, like, yeah, it's good to go to the next generation for sure. And like, yeah, it's going to be a one-off event and stuff. But like you said before, Mosh, the way you play the game and the fun you have is by making sure that you're winning the leaderboard. So you've got to play the way you play. And yeah, I can see the fun in that for sure. Did Kaiser? Did he catch up to you in the?
So no,
he went up, but he's still in your bracket.
He's next level jujitsuing this. So like, okay, what he did was on day one of the Ascendancy event, he went up to Op 61 because it was like the building. Like, I mean, he had been planning like because he was here and partly based on your suggestion, like he was going to go up in Ops. In my bracket, like I beat him on the first event. I got first, he got second, right? But during that event, he went to 61. So he's still in my meta, but he's in the 61 to 65 bracket. So he's been winning every single time. Like I won 3 times, he won 3 times. I got fifth once. That's why I have 25K. I guess he didn't play that day at all, or he didn't place enough to get points that day. So I have a bit of a lead on him, but like I deserve first place after getting like first place so many times, but I'm not going to keep it because he's so close and because there's no competition in his bracket. He gets to be in the 61 to 65 space where there's like no one of consequence competing with him. Whereas I got at least like I got to worry about Kaiser and I got to worry about the guys in my bracket. There's like 4 or 5 guys who in my bracket who put up respectable points and could all like get first place if I slack off. So he's haunting me beyond the grave, basically.
Oh, 100%. And the score you posted in the yesterday's SLB, you would have probably got 5th in my bracket as well. So it's like, it's not a small score. It's a really high score, especially for the Ops generation that you're.
Yeah, I could have gotten about 200 million. So, if I used all my con champion stuff, and I still had a bunch of directives I didn't spend. Like I had 20 epics. Like I have 6 invading entities I could have still done, but me and the number 2 both agreed to just kind of like what is it called when like the US and Soviet Union agreed to like destroy their nuclear weapons, like reduce, is it disarmament? We agreed to disarmament. We just they taunt not quite like yeah, we compared our arsenals and we're like, all right, we need to reduce the size of our, like we need to keep these directives for the Alliance tournament. Hey Amber Laterra, good to see you again. Yeah. Just for anybody who's curious, the way meta, like any event bracket, you're in the bracket that you're in when that event is started. When there's meta events, you can move up to a new bracket for the other events, for the other SMSs that start. But because you were 60 when the meta started, you'll still be in the meta for this one. And I experienced this, like when I learned this one, when, you know, they had those like Armada events where it was like crit damage and ISO damage to Armadas along like last year. We had some fun interactions where people would like move up, but then they were still in my meta. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah, and it's the same when you leave alliances as well. Like if you started competing in an alliance leaderboard and you moved alliances, all scoring that you do in your new alliance still contributes to your old alliance because that's where you started the event and you scored in it. So Ryan's right, you have to score at least 1 point before moving so that you can be in that leaderboard.
Gotcha. Well,
and
since it was a building upgrade event,
sometimes
it was kind of impossible for him to leave the bracket without scoring any points. I mean, almost impossible. He could have had the ops building queued and then just click complete on it. But I think, yeah, that's it. That's it. If he did nothing else.
Yeah, there's been instances in the past as well where you can multi-complete in an SLB over 2 generations if you did it correctly, so that you could score in multiple things at the same time. I don't think they've done it that way for a while, but that it used to be possible.
I feel like there was something where I had two sets of like I was able to be in both, like when I went to 51 or when I went to like 41 or something like that, where I was in 2 sets of events. That does sound vaguely familiar, but I don't remember what it was.
Mm. So if we talk about Boldly Go, like I love that version of how events are run. Like I love being able to do. You can see 5 days in advance about like what you need to complete. You can go, okay, well I need to do this, this, and this. I'm going to do this over 5 days. So okay, I'll do 5 credits today. I'll do 5 tomorrow. I'll do 5 the day after, or something like that. And then you can click through each tab and you can see everything. Like the ability to see what you need to do, then see the scoring, see what the actual end of the meta is like to get those 10 shards, and then see what you can do to pull as well, like for like the event store side of that as well with the officers and the Darbo tokens. Like that style is really fun. I think it's good.
Yeah, so a few things. I'll just that stuck out to me from your explanation. One
Mhm.
is you got to see the events before it happened. You got full visibility to the thing, right? And then you got to plan and strategize ahead of time to know which things you want to start on now, and which things you want to do later. You also got to you got progress if you did something early, which is the thing they never do with events, right? You always get screwed if you did something
Yeah,
and then
for
they
sure.
start an event. But in the case of Boldly Go events, as soon as the event starts, you get credit towards all the tasks for the whole 5 days, which is kind of like, why even wait to activate the date? Like at that point, why not just activate all 5 days at the start? It's just an illusion.
Exactly.
The lock symbol kind of is, but it makes you feel good. It's like you think you're getting something extra when you're not. But so whatever, just leave it, right? But it's technically inaccurate to have it like that. Um, and then I think the other thing that's really cool about it is you didn't have to do all of it to complete the milestone.
No.
Now, if you want to be honest and you're a min maxer, you absolutely need to do all of it because the extra tasks gave you more points, which you could spend in the event store for more rewards. But because they put the major, like, oh, you have the milestone that was highlighted in yellow, which was to say this is this is a symbol of your completion of this event. Just by just visually making you feel like you completed the series of tasks, they instantly removed a bunch of anxiety from people who couldn't do every single thing on that list. But it was rewarding to see that, hey, I can do all this stuff. And like, oh, I'm choosing not to do this one. Like you could pick and choose, or if you couldn't do all of it, you still could complete it by just doing the other stuff. And I think all of those things are good design. Like they should, like more events should be like that. The timing of it, of course, as you said, was horrendous. Right at the beginning of the arc. It should have been before the arc started, or it should have been like 2 weeks into the arc. You should not do Boldly Go on day one of a new arc.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, because like people were already like confused or trying to figure out one thing, and it's like, hey, here's another thing that requires. It does require a lot of time. Like there was the mining for the Trail D, Trail A. Like that was like 4 hours worth of mining, even though you didn't have to complete everything on day one in day one as well. So that was another good thing too. But trying to figure that out, and then trying to figure the other thing out, and then still trying to do old grind events as well. Nothing new got added to the IA, so you didn't lose any loops this month. You just gained 5 new things to do, plus you had the Boldly Go at the same time. So if you already were struggling for time management, which a lot of people, if they're working full-time jobs and looking after people and not having a lot of free time, then yeah, like that's too much for them to compete and complete. So managing that as well.
Yeah, it was like what I
Yeah.
didn't like about it was like because of the nature of the mining, how slow my ships were mining and how many docks I had to use. And then on top of that, like people are doing events with armadas, or I want to like go to Mirror Universe. There are just too many things that like monopolize your docks where I felt like I don't even get to play the game anymore. Like all my resources are allocated to stuff that I feel like I have to do. Um, so that was specific to Boldly Go. Now I think your other comment is about the amount of time that people invest in the game. uh, I do think it's gotten kind of out of hand, and this is a big risk you take with games like this, where uh, the temptation is there in order to drive engagement to like tie rewards to engagement, what you end up doing is instead of players feeling rewarded for engaging, they feel punished for not engaging. And so like you don't play for a day or two, you feel like you
Yes.
got screwed. And that's just not a good feeling. And I think they need to figure out a way to get away from that a little bit. Like, I mean, maybe they don't care. Maybe this is a formula that has shown in the industry to like capture the kind of FOMO and the
Hmm.
kind of susceptible player that will like best monetize for them. I just don't think that's a good way to run a business. Like, I just don't think it's. I think it's a little bit like unconscionable, and I think they should feel bad about it. What they should do if
You
they're
know,
not bad people is reduce the number of like 12-hour cooldown. Like there should be no 8 or 12-hour cooldowns. 22-hour cooldown should be the shortest cooldown in the game. And they should do more things like uh, they should do more things like bulk refine. So the required things you got to do per day, especially the ones that don't involve using your ships to actually do stuff in the video game, i.e., stuff in the store, should all be like the time you spend on them should be minimized. Like why do I need to do like why is this a daily claim? Why is this not just a weekly claim for 7 times the amount? What does it add? If I'm a day late on it on the 7th day, I still miss out on 1/7 of the reward. So it's not like players are going to get more, and it's still going to be punishing for people who don't engage. But just make it a little less stressful. I like what they did with the Revenant directives, where you get them once a week, but the execution of that has some other issues.
Mhm.
But I like the idea behind it of like the X. Okay, a good example is the X-Borg faction store. I can go in and get like I can either get 1 day's worth of stuff over here in the in the Stella max efficiency. For 400, I can get 1 chest, or I can get 7 chests for 2,800. Just give me that option. Give me that option in a lot of places. And they say they care about people having to spend too much time, and there's evidence that they do care. Like they tried to do flyouts in the store. They did do bulk refine in the refinery, which is a great addition. My favorite thing they've added to this game, pretty much
Mhm.
ever, right? And they try to speed up loading screens and other stuff. But like there's very obvious and simple solutions. Just add 7 day. Like I guess they want you to feel like you have to log in 4 times a day.
Yeah. And the crazy thing for me as well, like like a year or two ago, there was a time where like I didn't complete some events because I was too busy with work and stuff. And then I was looking the next day and I'm like, oh, do I just quit playing? Because I haven't been able to complete events. And that for me, that was really crazy thought. Like one day where I didn't finish the events or the meta, and I was like, wow, do I just quit now? Like, it, I don't think anyone should ever get to like that. That feeling should not happen at all to anybody. It's like, oh, you miss one day of play, and like Mastigos the other day talking about not being active for 2 days in their game and then being kicked as the admiral from their alliance or whatever. It's just like that shouldn't be a thing. Like,
Yeah, that's
you should be able to
insane.
take a day off.
Yeah, it's this like lack of empathy and perspective for your gamers. Uh, like I've talked about this when you look at the Sunday event schedule. Like there's the NSCA and there's the like there was Swarm Sunday. I mean, I don't have to deal with that anymore. But there was like nothing on Saturday and then a million things on Sunday. And then on Monday, there's also a million things. Like there would be Saris, Borg event, Arenas, Mining Monday. Yo, welcome in everybody. MJ Hat, thank you for the raid. It's I'm having a discussion with MorDHD. We do this every week around this time where we talk about what's happening in STFC. And Morty was on vacation last week, so we're actually having like twice as much stuff to catch up. So we were just talking about the having some empathy for your players and like the fact that they have lives outside of the game. Even if they don't, like even if somebody's retired and at home playing this game all day, they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't feel like they have to like do stuff all day in order to not be punished. Like it's not cool. So just like all the lip service to like we want you to have like less time in the game or whatever. I don't want it done through independent archives. I want it done through taking the tedium out of the game. So just make it so the stuff that I gotta click once a day, I can click once a week. Just do that. Like don't worry, we're not gonna run out of stuff to do. The game is full of crap. Like you're not gonna run out of things to keep us busy. Or I mean, if you are good, like let people take a break. We don't gotta be online all day.
And then if you look at it at the other end as well, like having the 2,000 hostile cap limit, it's like you've got people who want to engage more, and then you're punishing them for wanting to engage more as well. So, and then the reasoning behind that is like, oh, it should be strategic hostile killing, and I guess, but
That's
and
an
then
excuse
targeting
after the
botting and
fact.
stuff. It's like I guess, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're
Like why
punishing
does it
people
reset
who want to
at
engage more
11
as well.
p.m.
So
then?
you,
Like what? Why does that makes no sense?
I don't know. I don't know.
What? Just be strategic until 11 p.m. and then you don't have to be strategic anymore. Like why?
Yeah, it's an excuse to fit into.
It's a justification post facto.
Yeah, the thinking, I guess, and yeah, and yeah, like this arc just feels like they've mushed everything together and they've tried to make it more fun by adding more stuff, and at the same time, it's like adding more does not equal more fun. Like adding more, it's too much. Like when people talk about like clothing and stuff as well, it's like, oh, take one thing off before you leave the house. Like they should think about that when they're running arcs as well. It's like remove one thing that might be bad to make this more fun.
Their entire like design process is a little bit broken somehow. But I think we've talked about why this arc isn't fun, which was like the hazards, the chasers, and the fact that your progression has no impact, right? So that's the main issue. And then the scheduling and the execution, we've talked about what they could do better there. But in terms of
what about the UI though? Like you need to.
Oh, the event, the structure. Yeah, we could talk about that
Mosh.
next. That's a good subject actually. Before we do, can I ask you real quick? Ahead. Is this Prime daily faction event a good Prime to get?
Yeah.
Cool. I guess I just finished it.
Because that doubles your. What does it do again? Give you more. Yeah, it's good.
Wait, first you said yes, and then you're like, what does it do again? What? Morty, come on.
I know it's good, but.
You're like the doctor who's like, hey,
it's what I was thinking.
Is this operation absolutely necessary? And the doctor's like, yes. And then like 10 minutes later, right before you're about to be put under anesthesia, he's like, wait, what are we doing again?
No, but it's good. I know it's that one is the good one.
Yeah.
Like you get to the point where you can spend the 6-star on those primes, and it's like not a lot of 6-star. They're all good anyway. Like yeah, some of them are less impactful than others, but
yeah. That wasn't even a 6-star one. Morty, oh my god.
I probably got way more than 30,000 hours though. I know it's fine, Mosh. You're good. It's the right thing to do. You've unlocked the prime anyway. That's the only thing you can spend that prime on. So
okay, that's I didn't know that, so that's cool. Like I didn't know if there was more than one thing, right? So that was what I was checking.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Sorry, Mosh.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just thought it was funny. You're like, yeah, get it. Wait, what does it do? Oh, she's a 6-star. No, it doesn't use 6-star. It's just like, oh, you're like the doctor from Family Guy.
I don't know what I'm talking about. It's fine.
He's cooked.
But yeah, Sam, I reckon I've got more than 30,000 hours in this game, like easily. I don't know if it is or not, but like, I've been playing virtually every single day since like early 2019, so I have no idea. I'd love to see my time spent in this game.
Yeah, they don't give you a /play command in this game. That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
They need a /played and a /spent. For anyone doesn't know, in WoW, if you type /played like in chat, it's a command. It tells you the total amount of hours or days or whatever you've spent on a character. Morty, how many hostiles have you killed? These are the kind of questions we need from chat.
Let's see.
I'll tell you mine first.
So 952,787. Oh, sorry. I already told you.
Oh, wow. Not that much more than me. Mine is 441,000. So you've killed basically twice as many hostiles as I have. Damn, does that mean I've played this game too much? Bob
Yeah,
Diggins
again,
says,
like
I don't know
hostile
how much I've
killing.
played.
Yeah, that's a good metric, but
That's probably for the best. Brett, how many hostiles have you killed? Everybody in chat, type in how many hostiles you've killed. Amber Laterra has killed 730k. So far, Mord is still the leader with 900k. Do not grind as much as Scopely wants you to. Scopely doesn't want you to grind at all. Scopely wants you to, unless by grind, I mean grind that credit card into the slider.
Yeah, that's why hostiles killed probably isn't like the best metric to look at progression, because it's like sometimes killing a hostile doesn't do anything.
So what? It shows how much
you just do it for the event or whatever.
How active you were in the game. I think it's a better metric than
a
lot of other things. I don't know. Is resources mined a better metric? Because all hostiles give you 1 point, but nobody kills like low B hostiles just to make this number go up. Nobody games this number. Madrox is 297k. Trickle is 639k. Red is 6.4k on his alt and 138k on his main. 100k hostiles killed by Gen X. 0 new Harek hostiles. You average roughly 60 hostiles an hour if you're actively playing or if you're auto grinding. MJ had us 280. This is so cool. All right. What's your everybody type your PvP kill to death ratio. What's yours, Mord?
No, don't even look at mine. What's yours first? What do you got?
Mine is 1.4.
All right, I'll put mine in chat.
0.57 negative. Oh, Divine Divinity is 0.23.
No.
Damn.
Well, not the worst. That's good.
Viking Sith is 6.67. Damn, dude. You just like go around hitting lobies or what? Were you a rogue player for a bit? Just killing everybody's mind? MJ Hat is 0.25. Yo, Divine Divinity and MJ Hat are fighting for the #1 spot. Red is 0.49, 0.18.
Mine's
there you go.
Mine's gone up since arenas, though. Like actually getting kills in arenas has brought it up significantly, because it used to be 0.4, but still not the lowest. And for me, when like we had wars and stuff, like I would participate, but when people kill my mine, I'd just send it back and get it blown up again. Like I didn't care about repair, so I'm just like, blow it up, that's fine, send it back. And I wasn't actively hunting people at the same time, so.
Yeah, I remember a moment during our the great OTLS QB / Legion War of 2024. There was a point I was messaging Bluebot, who's currently my admiral, and we were talking about stuff, and he's like, yeah, you know, like I'll send out envoys all day, but at some point we get bored of it, so let's move on. But like wartime was basically just sending like level 1 envoys out and just having them killed. So like if you've been in wars, that's a thing that happens. And yeah, so like the PvP kill death ratio, I'm probably what you would call a PvPer. Like I crew well, I invest in PvP, and I like anytime somebody's like being a bully, I go out there. And if somebody's being raided, even if I'm little, I go and try and stop them, right? Incursion, same thing. I'm usually not the biggest, but I'm active, or I used to be. So like kill death ratio doesn't really mean anything. Like the higher isn't mean you're more of a PvPer, but it's still an interesting number, I think. Like if you're somebody who OPC hunts, you're going to have a much higher ratio than somebody who actively fights other ships, right?
Yeah, plus the leaderboards in game are broken as well. So, I mean, you can't really tell what's going on there too. So that's another really annoying thing about leaderboards and whatnot. But the most important stat, Mosh, missions completed. What's your missions completed?
3,535. Brett has 7,000 done.
1,705.
Ooh, Brett's outdone you there.
Wow. 7,000 missions for Brett.
7,064.
Good job, Brett.
He posted in Discord. He also has 1.1 million hostiles destroyed. Holy shit. Can anybody beat 1.1 million hostiles destroyed? Ryan is 800k hostiles. That's a grinder right there. Ryan's coming for you, Morty.
I know. Right. Ryan is he's overpowered. He's winning too much now.
What has the damage done to other players, Brett? Like, it doesn't even fit it. It got truncated. I guess so did mine, technically. But yours has an extra comma. And 3 dots after a 6.
Ooh.
He's done like 2 quadrillion damage to other players. I've only done 550 billion. But his damage to hostiles, like, is...
Yeah,
I've done 10 times as much damage, or no. Yeah, I've done 10 times as much damage to other players as I've done to hostiles. For every shot I've fired at a space triangle, I've fired 10 shots at other players. That's funny.
Wow.
Amber's done 4,400 missions. Amber, you're slacking on missions. MJ had 32, 33, 23. How do you even do more missions? So there's like a 1,000 missions that Brett's done that you haven't done that are just like sitting there for you?
For me, 300-ish. But yeah, I don't know where they are because like I'm up to date as far as I'm aware with my missions. So like that's a problem that we've been talking about for years in the game as well. It's like, well, let us see where there are missions to do. Because my mission tab, it's all done except for things I can't do, like upgrade to 68 or do combat training above 70.
What about
So
holodeck stuff?
I don't know
Do you
what
have
I'm
anything
missing,
in here?
and I can't see it anywhere.
I have lots of stuff because I didn't play back when these missions
Yeah, I've still got. Yeah, they gave it to us again, but we didn't get as free to play. Like we didn't get any of those holo buffers or very little of the holo buffers. So I've still got like maybe 10 in there that I haven't done as well.
Yeah, I guess there's also some missions.
But
in
yeah,
the
they did talk
faction
about
stores.
mission overhaul.
Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure, and the research through the research through Exile. Sorry, the what's it called again? The other place you can get research there as well. But they did talk about in the 2025 roadmap that they were going to revamp and overhaul like how missions work and how you can find missions and stuff. I'm still waiting for that update. Like that's going to be a big one for me. Being like, okay, cool. Now I know where everything is.
So, like, I guess if you don't see it on the map, you got to visit each system and then click on the mission, like send the ship there. But how is it possible that you missed them all? Like, I guess one of the problems I had was I ran into the mission limit. Even if you archive them, they count against how like you can only have a max number of missions active at
Same.
once. And so I stopped picking them up.
Yep.
And then once you stop picking them up, then like going back out there and collecting them again, systems you've already been to, it's a lot more messy.
Yeah, and some are like they have prerequisites as well. So you can't claim this mission till you complete this other mission. So then once you complete that other mission, you forget to go back to the original system where the other one was, or to look for that one again to then claim that one again. So it's like there's two things that block you from going back to claim the mission. So and missions again, like they're not super important. Like there's not. I mean, they do help, 100% they help, but like if you're especially early game, you're picking missions over like I don't know, doing loops and stuff, then like you'll probably slow yourself down because the early missions provide you literally nothing. So, or some of the old ones do anyway.
Well,
But
yeah,
like
and,
you're just wasting time by doing them instead of doing something else.
and a lot of them you can't even do. Like either the warp requirement's too high, or like your ships just can't do them. And like they become available to you way before you could. I've spent a lot of. I mean, I would argue I had some fun with it, but I spent a lot of time trying to come up with like different crews to like kill a mission hostile. Or like I tiered up my North Star more than I should have, just so I could like get it because it was the only ship that could reach that I had. Because like just coming from like a WoW player mindset, like, oh, I got to do the quest. The quest is how you progress. No, it's not at all. Like it's actually the opposite.
Yeah. Yep. I like doing them though. Like there's some stuff locked behind them. Like there's a few avatars locked behind some of the missions as well. Like which like when you see players who have them, you're like, oh, I know what missions you did to get them. But yeah, I wish they one thing I do wish about the game is that like they went back to like, which obviously they're not going to do and they don't have time to do it, to fix some of the old stuff. Like when you look at the favors for what's it called again, the Syndicate now, there's the research with the Prime Mirror Dust or the Prime Dust now for the Syndicate, and that you need 8 levels of that to get the premium isolated damage, which is the bonus at the end, which is the 50%, even though that's not super impactful anyway now. But the premium Syndicate XP using the premium Mirror Dust, like doing 1 level of that gets you 1,000 Syndicate, and then a daily claim, and then the next level gets you 1,200, and then the level after that gets you 1,400. It's like, well, that's literally useless.
Nothing. That's
like
literally
you're
like
just saying, hey,
not worth
let me blow
clicking
up
on
my
it every day. When you need like just at 55, I need what? 14 million for like, what the hell is 1,000 gonna do when you need 14 million? Like, just there are a lot of things in the game that are like the numbers are so out of whack that makes them inconsequential, and therefore they're garbage and clutter. And I would rather they go in and like remove some of it, but if they're like, or at the very least increase these. Like, come on. Even for a new player, this is, I mean, I guess I did use McCoy before, but like, okay, but how long are these, like, it feels so bad that all these next generation officers are just completely garbage and like useless. I don't know. I just don't think that a lot of, like, I don't think officers, especially lore important ones, should be this garbage. Like, when was anybody ever use next gen Riker?
Yeah, and they had to introduce those new officers as well, because like the older ones that we had when we first started playing the game, like they're like, oh, these are too old now. Let's bring them in, make something more interesting, more unique, and then bring in the Lieutenant Picard as well to help progress players through. And it's like, well,
cool. When
if you're doing it once, like they need to go back and do that regularly. Then, yeah, I agree, but they need to do it more often. Like the game changes every month, and more gets added every month, and it's not bloat, but it's all, I mean, it's a bit of that, but it's all like power creep. So if you're power creeping one side of the game, then power creep other bits so that players can get to where you want them to be. Like,
yeah, hold on, Morty. I gotta be toxic and zero.
Thing is just not done well.
This dude shows up here, like he knows we do this every week, right? Like you and I have been chatting for like 2.5 hours now, just literally bestowing the community with pearls of ancient wisdom. Zero is like, he's a fellow thing. He lives like half an hour from my house. Like, he just now shows up in the middle of an important and he's just like redeeming toxic streamer. Like he owns the place. He says hi like we're some sort of friends instead of like competitors. Like, I'm after your money, bro. I'm gonna take all your audience. I want everybody to unfollow Zero. No, I'm just kidding. How are you, man? Yeah, of course we shall ban him. Here, I gotta. I want to do this one personally. Wait, Sam, don't actually ban him. God, Sam, unban, please.
Did he actually ban him? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, of course he did. Sam is
that's like, toxic Sam.
He's the actual like cowboy in these parts. He's so trigger happy. He wakes up every day and he's like, I hope I get to like ban someone today, or make an inappropriate joke to a first time chatter to make them run away. Like he's like the player versus dev of my streaming. You know, like he's the Scopely of my stream. I'm just an old head here. I love tournament. True.
Mosh as well.
You were talking about like Powercraft officers.
Yeah. The.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not important. Probably. It's fine.
So can we talk about like poor Beckett Mariner? Below deck, she gives you 100. Like at tier 3, she gives 115% weapon damage. But then we got new officers that are 700%. Isn't that crazy? At tier 1.
Yeah.
Or SNW Scotty 700% shields versus Sam Rutherford. Like, he's a cool character. He's 90%, and then SNW Scotty is like 700% right off the bat. Or no, it's not. It's 100%. Okay, that's not as bad. But Beckett Mariner has been done dirty. But also, like, these 100% don't do anything. Like, if you feel like a new
Well, Mosh,
officer
it's almost like
has to be the exact same as an older officer, but multiplied by 3, can you multiply the older officer by 2 also while you're doing it? Like, clearly you recognize that the old officer sucks.
yeah, they should for sure.
At least give him like a smaller update, but like just give him a buff. Like, at least, I don't know. I like it when there isn't garbage things in the game. Like really?
Well, Mosh, it's almost like they're like invalidating your progress by changing things. Like, hey, let's add a new type of damage. Let's say all these Armada officers no longer work against Armadas. Now you need Flashpoint officers. Let's like invalidate your progress. Let's go to G6. Oh,
I don't have a problem with
all
with
that
adding
speed ups
new
you had, all
niches,
those other
like
things you had saved up. Yeah, useless now.
creating a problem, selling the solution to it. That's like I that's part of the game, right? Like that's the game. I get that. It's the like Yanag was never useful for anybody ever.
Yeah,
Like this guy, like you didn't use him. There isn't a single situation where you were like, when the opponent's ship shield health is depleted, increase your weapon damage by 10%. What? Bro, like what?
Yeah.
Like this was dead on arrival. It wasn't even something that was good in some situations or at some point in the game's history. This has never been good for anything ever.
Yeah, yeah. They need to balance officers for sure. Like for the blow and for like the power creep that's coming in. Like, yeah, we'll make it useful. Like even if, like you said, like half of what it was or
just have
whatever.
one
And
inter
then bring
dedicate
the
4 hours
to
a week
just have a mandatory requirement now to say, yeah,
to improving old stuff that never gets looked at. It doesn't have to be a big effort, but it will just go a long way. Like if every patch, like one old thing is like improved, and it will make players feel like you care about the game. I think.
yeah, I agree, 100%. But like the way they're doing it to make things useful now is like things like the mess hall. Like, okay, you need X amount of officers at X amount of level to then progress the mess hall building, which provides like other bonuses like tritanium efficiency or like stat bonuses. And then now it's like with artifacts, like, hey, you want to master these artifacts, like you need to do all these other artifacts
That's
that you
a
didn't really
lazy
want to
way
do
to do
before,
it,
but now
though.
you have to do them because it's required.
Because
So-
now you're not
No,
doing
it
the
is.
thing because you care about the
exactly.
thing.
I'm agreeing with you. Like,
Yeah, it's like hey, we're
yeah,
like this thing is still garbage, but now it's garbage that you have to eat. Like, you know what I mean? Like now it's mandatory garbage. Like it's not even garbage you could ignore. It's no longer just clutter. It's now clutter that you have to spend effort towards upgrading, even though it's clutter, right? Like that's like that makes it worse in my opinion.
yeah. And like for me, I had to upgrade like a few of my mining ships to like do the SMSs in the new current arc. And it's like, hey, we realize that people aren't using mining ships. Well, why don't we just make it mandatory? Like, why don't we make it so you have to upgrade it because the hazards will blow up your miners if you don't have hazard protection and you want to do it quicker. So it's like, yeah, they're just going back and they're both slowing the game progression down and like they want people to progress through ops, but then they're making it mandatory to slow down and do all these different things to like really bolster your account to actually progress. So it's like feels like it's in conflict with its ideology at the same time as well.
For sure. So, territory resets coming up. Is there any drama happening on your server? Do you anticipate? Well, how does it usually go on your server when territories reset? Is it everybody keeps the same stuff? Do things change? Is there any tension?
So for me on my server, I think it's pretty much I'm in the biggest alliance, so we just pick the territory when we get it. But there really hasn't really been any territory fights at all in the last like I don't know 6 seasons of territory. When territory first came out, yeah, like I would take my lunch breaks literally at the time that we were having a territory fight, so I could compete and help and bolster like the numbers. But now like territory feels like a done and dusted mechanic where it's like, hey, we talk to each other now. And it's like, okay, we want this. group of territories. You guys want that group of territories. Okay, we'll find a compromise there. We want something, we'll take it if we need to. But it doesn't seem like dynamic or like competitive. It's like, hey, it's fun. It's like, okay, cool.
I'm doing a poll to see how things are on other servers. On my server,
Keep talking if you want.
no. It's out now. On my server, it used to be that these guys, QB, they have the server's like biggest whale. They would like pick what they want, and they wanted like one season they went for like they wanted both of the 5-star, like they wanted 2 5-star materials, and they managed to get it. I think I'm trying to remember how. Like I think they had this and this somehow. Maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping. Like maybe it was like through here, or maybe the connections were different in previous seasons. I don't know if those change or not. But like they're allies, so like they run it past us, and like, but generally speaking, like this map has changed a little bit from last season. Like Borg wasn't here before. Like we're a newer server, so things were a little more dynamic. I think at least the first year. But what happens now is basically the default is what we had before. But some people shift around a little bit, and then the smaller guys get squeezed out because they don't get a say in things. The big guys pick their territories, and everybody else tries to find holes in them. But you said like when it first came out, like it used to be intense. People would like you said you had to like go log on during your lunch break to make sure to help out or whatever. That's kind of cool. Is that just because they were new, or was it actually
we had to, and it was
contentious?
Both, I think. Like we were at war with an alliance. Ohm was their OHM back then, and like it was like a pride thing as well. It's like, no, we can't let these people take the territory we want. So like we'd actually like really fight for it, and we'd spend time and like repair and get out there and use buffs or do whatever. And yeah, it was something that was like engaging and fun. And the rewards used to be worth something back in the day as well. Like whatever the efficiencies were useful, and the research tree was there as well. So like you'd want to do it. But now it feels like the rewards for doing territory, like there's some specialty ship stuff there that you can get for other players like the NX or the Eviscerator or whatever other ships are in there. But the biggest one probably is the Apex Barrier, and even that's a lot of systems, like the 2-star or the 3-star can, but
I guess it's more right now. It feels like it's more
the rewards
of
now kind of
a punishment for anyone that isn't in a big alliance. Like when I started the game, I was just like I just joined a new player alliance that was open, and I liked playing with those guys. And we had like 20 people, but we would get top 10 placements in some ALBs, and we were very proud of it. But like as I learned more about the game, I'm like, oh, like as soon as it was like territories, I'm like, oh, in order to even score points on the territory season pass, I gotta be in an alliance that has territories. That alliance didn't. And then after that, I was like, oh, in order to like play the game optimally, I have to just be in the best alliance, pretty much. But like at the minimum, in one of the alliances that has like massive territory, and so everybody else gets to not play. So while territories, like the idea might have been cool, what ended up happening is it's just a punishment for smaller alliances almost.
Yeah. And that's always the case. Like any of the alliance leaderboards, like if you're not top 5, like you're getting very little compared to the rest. Like the scaling down of rewards is huge. So number 1, like even with the Scotty SMS, like number 1 gets you X amount, then number 2 to 3 gets you like less than half. And look at the Vengeance SLB now as well. Like Vengeance top scores 800, and then second I think is like what 200 or 250 or something. So it's not even a jump by a little bit; it's a jump decreased by a lot. So
yeah, I've never liked how.
Yeah,
but I think that's not going to change anytime soon. Like I've never liked how much like more like.
No, I'm not saying it will.
The like how steep the drop off is from first, second, third, or whatever. I always like those events. Like RSLVs are sometimes like this, where it's more of a gradient. It's a gradual drop off. And so like getting top 25 is still a meaningful improvement over top 50. And like top 10 is an improvement, but it's not like you don't double every jump, right? Like it's like you get 50% more if we jump. Like that's a much more reasonable than yeah. Amber says everyone learned
the
territory defense to just flood the system early and no one can get in. Yeah, the strategies in territory seem to be like like flood the system, be there earlier. Like every territory contested battle I've been in, it's been whoever got there ahead of time won. But there was one time where like two other alliances came in and took a territory from us, and it was intense. And like there were things that people did wrong and right, and it was kind of exciting. I thought. I just wish there was like territories were a bit more dynamic than just this one time takeover. Yeah. Looks like GS31.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is pricing, like
as a territory service. That's cool.
Oh, where does it show that? I can't.
Divine Divinity said it in chat. It makes sense. It's
nice.
It's been
That's
like
cool.
Once free to play players can get it, they make it more available as like a catch up mechanic. So that's the timing of that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the rewards for doing stuff as well, like participating in territory or like even PvP outside of like arenas or incursions. It's probably why a lot of people don't do as much, because like the incentive is not really there for you to do it. So yeah.
What about these other services?
So with the events, Mosh.
Sorry, just was wondering, like, do you guys ever run the advanced services in your alliances? Like, they're kind of expensive, right? Do you like run advanced repair during incursions or something, or do you save them for the wars that might come?
Not really. I think we just activate the base stuff, and then whatever we get, we get. Like we're not really. And maybe once a month, the admiral will be like, "Hey, everyone, refine reds or refine like your territory stuff," and then we'll go back and we do it. So it's like, okay, we'll get emitters, we'll get diodes, and we'll get reactors. But it's like, tell us to do it or else we forget. Yeah. I'll probably do mine now, actually. But yeah, I think putting that in the IA building would be good, because then it's like everyone just gets that stuff. That would be nice, because then like you don't really have to worry about smaller alliances not having territory, because you can still get some of the stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a pain.
I just do it like once a month. I like because it doesn't have a cooldown, and I can just go do 100, and I go look at the inventory, and it's fine. Emerald Chain has a bigger impact on non-alliance new players. Yeah, yes, that's a very good point. Emerald Chain is busted. It's so strong. Right?
Yeah, and I think they did stuff like that as well as the reputation for the other research trees, so that people don't hop alliances as much. I think that's a way to like keep people, because what used to happen is you'd hop alliances to get your territory buffs. So it's like, oh, today I want this buff or I want this particle, so I'll change alliances and then come back 8 hours later. Now with Emerald Chain and with like the other reputation that matters on alliance, it's like, okay, well, they want you to stay.
Well,
and you're 25, so
you just go to the biggest alliance. Like on our server, we have the best Emerald Chain, we have the best Starbase, and we have the most active members, and you can see all of that in the leaderboard. I don't know why anybody would go to any alliance other than Legion, unless they're a jerk, in which case we don't let them in. But that's basically it. Like these three guys are allied. The number 1, 2, and 3 alliances on the server are allied with each other, and we do the best in all the events. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just a trap for new players.
Yeah, you want to be in the max alliance for sure. So my Emerald Chain, we're currently sitting at 28, and level 30 is the max. So probably in 2 or 3 alliance tournaments from now, we'll be maxed. So yeah, it's interesting that where's the next part? Like, what's coming after? Is there going to be another part added soon, or are we just going to be sitting at max for a while?
Do you guys have maxed your Emerald Chain?
We get there?
You're at 30
We're at
already?
28. So we're
Oh, okay.
3/4 of the way through 28. So we've got two levels and a quarter left. But every alliance tournament basically gives you a level. So in 3 or 4, we'll be there.
Is the Mona being refit impactful? Is that something you're excited about? 28 seems like what I'm the most excited about.
It's going to provide Sigma. So yeah. So the two things at the end are probably impactful. So the Sigma from the Mona being refit, as well as the Voyager refit to actually allow you to see shields on other people's bases.
Oh yeah, that's
pretty
big.
That's going to be impactful for incursions as well. Yeah, so they're really good stuff at the end. And yeah, Samo's right. Like, I will take as much Sigma as I can get, because like for me and Samo being at the levels that we are, it's really a bottleneck. And the refit, the Mona being refit is going to really help with that. So
Hopefully by the time I need it, our alliance is there. I didn't spend all my alliance tournament currency last alliance. Like, it ended before I noticed, and so I have an extra 40K to spend now. I don't have a problem spending. There's lots of good officers there for me to get, but still, I am looking forward to the next alliance tournament, because I even saved my my Revenant when I went to tier 3. I'm saving the last 5 pulls from the Fabricator, because these give G6 materials, and I believe this is like enough for, like, each of these tokens is enough for one of those tasks, so I can do 5 of them over 5 days. And my Syndicate, I can do Syndicate every day as well, because it gives me 200K every day. That's easy.
mm-hmm.
So now I only have to do 1 task a day, basically. So I'm excited for the next Alliance tournament.
I imagine with the Syndicate change, though, yeah, I bet you though much they're going to change that Syndicate event, the 10K task. It's not going to be 220K anymore, because you'd literally be able to do that with 1 click.
But they haven't updated anything else. You shut your mouth, Morty. No, I don't want to believe it. Like, a lot of other stuff got easier
they did it
too.
Before. They do it. They've done it before.
What did they change?
Yeah, well,
they reduced the
I can't remember
percentage.
I know they've
tasks.
changed some of the tasks before, though.
Well, what tasks have they changed? They did one update where they added some new stuff, but they didn't like remove any tasks, did they?
No, they didn't remove any, but I'm trying to remember if maybe I'm hallucinating, but I feel like they've changed a task before.
I hope you're wrong. I'll be so mad if they get rid of my Syndicate task.
Well, I hope so too, because like the Syndicate and the temporal artifacts, they're the two that I can do literally every day. So
you can do the temporal.
I don't have to worry
day?
about anything else. And then maybe the third one is the NX stuff. So
because you have a lot of
mostly, yeah. Like, I've already saved up since last time. I've got like 300 of the watches, and I've got 300 of the time weapon, and you need like 125 each. So I've got 600. So 125 divided by 600 is how many days stuff that I'm getting through other ways.
I see.
As well. So it's not like it's a hard thing for me to do, but yeah. And I was hoping they'd add more to the Alliance Tournament store, considering that like it should have been another a Masters version of it in that 2-week break, because like now with the artifacts being added in this faction update with the Transigen, it's like, okay, well, those things now are really more accessible. So the only thing that's really left for people who've spent a lot of time in Alliance tournaments is officer shards. So yeah, hopefully some more stuff gets added.
You're running out of things to spend on, huh?
Yeah. So then it becomes less important for me to do, and then like I'll end up disengaging if that happens, but I don't know.
It's like you have rich people's problems.
And yeah,
you're like, I just don't know what to spend my money on.
Yeah, I'm a different part of the game than a lot of people are, for sure. Like, the G6 players are like less than 10% of the game, so
Brett says the DTI store sources enough Janeway pocket watches and time weapons to do 9 tasks every 4 weeks. So I've been not buying those outside of some like artifact events because I was saving up my credits to be able to like upgrade Torah, which I have now upgraded to like the minimum I wanted her to be. Um, and I guess Mazriad, maybe I don't like, and I already maxed out beer, so I'm kind of happy now with them. So you're saying I should every day buy max pocket watches and time weapons. Will I be able
Yes.
to convert them to temporals? Because I asked because like I don't think I can max. I think mine are ops locked where they are. Because if you're not, I guess eventually once I collect
Yeah.
enough, even if I'm ops locked, they will start turning into temporals. I don't have a cooldown on these, so I can just get as many as I want.
Yeah, I think you do need to get it to level 8 before it will transition to temporals. Like they'll just sit there until you can upgrade it beyond. So what ops level do you need to be to get it to level 8? Is it 61? But again, like a lot of people are saying you can max pull it now if you're going to go to that transition, like spend down all your credits down to 0, for example, and then transition, and then you'd have an extra bank before going to the next stage. But you need to work out for you when that stockpile, what amount would be good, and when you will be able to max it out. So
Okay, so just I do have this bet with Ryan that I'm going to kick his butt on the RSLB at 60 on the next like Saris, because and for that like these favors matter. So that these take 10k each. Um, and then this is like negative rep. This is positive rep. So there's some in this like PVE Apex barrier. Like there's some stuff here that I want. I think I also want this. This affects galactic acclaim, right? So there's a
yeah,
few
I like that
things
one
here that
for
I like.
Galactic Acclaim and the PVE Apex Barrier.
Yeah, I think like I can spend all most of my currency right now. And I got to max that Lorca, which is
But yeah,
going to be
work out
very
when that
hard.
transition is.
Yeah. So I'll have to think about this.
Yeah, so we've got three event stores on at the moment. So
Well, right, but I also want other things from these event stores. There's so many decisions. Oh my god. So there's the Flashpoint store. What are you getting from this one? You're getting Forge, right? You're upgrading your Forge, and then what?
the building. Yeah, I'm getting the building.
Are you getting a fleet preset?
The building. So no. I mean, like it'd be nice, but it's super expensive for like a quality of life improvement. It really blows my mind why they put so much like emphasis on how expensive a quality of life improvement is. It's like, hey, this will make players' lives easier. Let's make this the most expensive thing in the store. It's like, really?
No, they get
Is
it.
that what you want to be doing? I don't
Yes.
know. It's yeah.
No, quality of life upgrades are premium, for sure. Like it's so
Okay, so
expensive, but you still want it. A
mhm,
lot of people are still gonna get it, and gives them a sink.
for sure. So with like Transgene Forge is what I've been spending on, right? So I've got that down to 0, and basically it gave me a 2-day timer or whatever timer it was for the pools, and it has now come back. So I've re-pulled it again, and it had a 1 chest pull, but I could do a 5 chest pull instead. So I did a 5 chest pull, and now it's brought the timer back again. So in another 10 hours, I can do another pull of the Forge. So for me, like the Forge is what I want to upgrade. The Choc, yeah, maybe, but like he's not going to be useful for mining anyway. Once you've leveled up the building, and the artifact stuff in the store here, like the prices are cheap, but again, you're getting 16 per pull of those artifacts. So whether you just do a daily artifact pull in the store will get you half of what the event store has here.
Yeah, that's still expensive.
And then yeah, fleet presets 450k. Like it's a lot. And then there, yeah, you get the frame or the other frame as well, or DeMarco. But the max cargo and the protected cargo exocomps, like yeah, they're the rewards for like winning stage 4 as well. So it's like bad rewards for that too. But yeah, the event store for me is just Transition Forge. That's all it is.
40 DeMarco shards would still like it's 4%, or it's like 5% of the way to getting her maxed. I don't know. That doesn't like it's expensive. I wish Epic offices weren't so expensive in event stores. They're always overpriced. The Forge is kind of looking good right now because they're probably going to have another event for upgrading the Forge, right? And I'm just going to get the materials but not actually upgrade it. So I might do what you're doing and just max out this.
And we know as well between transitions of the event store, right? So when the event store was taken away the last time we had flashpoints, and when it came back this time, my cooldown or my limit was the same as what it was the first time around. So when I came into this flashpoints, I had claimed 16 of the Forge claims already, and when I came into this one, I only had 4 left to claim before the time of the cooldown timer started for me. So just keep that in mind. You want to be spending your currency so that you can keep spending the currency and getting what you want, which for me is the Forge.
So it upgrades your mining speed and then gives you a little bit of apex barrier and isolytic damage. When do you get the tokens? I love those tokens because they allow me to play the game less.
Every 10 levels.
Every 10 levels? Okay. So I'm at 18.
Yeah, at the moment it's every 10 levels.
And then once you get it to like 45, you get one daily, right? Oh, they also give you increased ship
I think that's the case.
speed.
I'm not 100% sure.
That's kind of important to me.
Yeah. So I think them giving us this month means that G5 scrapping is close.
Yeah, they've added...
Or at least I think it's close, because why would you want to put more emphasis on ship scrapping if...
Yeah, for sure. So something's happening with scrapping. Soon. Sooner than later.
But don't forget as well, just quickly, Mosh, when you're upgrading your transition building, the store, your refinery is going to reset. So it resets, I think it's every 10 levels as well. So make sure that if you're going to upgrade your building and your refinery is going to reset, try to do the double pull if you can on the same day. So keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, I only do single pull as it is. You're like, here's how you can do the double pull twice. I'm like, I'm never going to have enough to do that. At least not enough mind. But that's good to know for the tryhards in my chat. The other thing is I'm probably going to buy the Forge upgrade mats, but then not use them. Like I can wait on using them. Long term, I'm going to want to upgrade it, but I'm going to wait for an event. I think there's a Forge event. Ryan will tell us here in a minute. He's already looking into it as we speak. He's looking into whether or not there's an event that rewards you for upgrading your Forge. Because he was not looking, maybe.
Yeah, there's a bit of ISO damage there as well when you level it up too. So, like, yeah, that's nice. A little bit more ISO, why not? Okay, so what about the other event stores, Mosh? What about like the Ferengi event store? What are you getting in that one?
So I got Dolomite, but I did the 4 pulls to do the upgrade because I thought I would have to upgrade my ships this weekend. So I got that done. I don't know after that. I've got 9 days to figure it out, I guess. But what even is there? It's just going to be like Primal medallions and finish out the Dolomite. I don't need independent archive stuff. I'm way off scapped on that. There's some officers.
Yeah, so interesting. Independent archives.
Savage shards are good, right?
Yes. Yeah, so that's the first free-to-play sourcing of Savic in the game so far. So if people did not buy the Battle Pass last month, this would be your chance to unlock Savic just in general. And unlock 15% ISO Cascade below deck. Another officer that does that, always good, like in waves or whatever, or just on a second or third ship if you don't have Chapel maxed out. So it's another good officer to have below deck. Yeah, independent archives building upgrades as well. Like I haven't seen, or I can't remember seeing that before in event stores. I'm probably wrong. It probably has been. But again, ship parts, specialty ship parts, like Gorn Eviscerator, the Relativity, the Revenant as well. Like
I need epic upgrade mats for Revenant.
So
this is useless to me.
Yeah.
But Gorn
And
Eviscerator,
before,
Vindicator, Relativity are useful. Part of it is I haven't decided if I'm buying the premium for Engie Pass or not. That's where all the points are. There's 36 points right here, 24 points. Like there's so much down below.
yeah. But if you upgrade your Revenant before a spend event and you get that 10 days worth of pools, like that's a lot of mats. So depending on the timing of that, could be really beneficial for you to do that upgrade at that time. But yeah, you're right. Like the other thing that is really annoying is the premium currency that's been added to the overflow and to these SMSs.
Oh, you're just trying to get me to rant today, Morty. You're just bringing up all the sore spots.
Let's talk about the game, Mosh. I'm not trying to get you around at all. How do you feel about that?
On advice of my attorney, I'm choosing to not comment. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like, obviously, I'm not a fan. It's like, hey, we're going to give you currency that you've put hard and effort and time into, maybe even spend to get like the SMSs completed, and we're going to give you this currency now that you can't use unless you buy another currency to then do the unlock. So, and even look at the unlock as well, like the Ferengi Premium Opportunity Chest. So you'd need to buy that to then have the opportunity to then pull a Dabo style token style system where every 400 of your Ferengi Premium Opportunity chips you have, you get a 40% chance to get Scotty shards, and then a chance within the chance to get higher number of Scotty shards. And then the 100% is to get you more of the event store currency. Yeah, so basically what you could happen if you're really super unlucky is you could buy the premium opportunity chest and then just end up getting more generic Ferengi exchange credits for the event store and not get any Scotty shards at all. So yeah, it's just
yeah, but do you care?
Yeah, like, I don't mind that they do that kind of stuff. Like,
actually, that's not true.
No, but it's the principle though. It's
Scotty's good for
it
away
doesn't
teams.
have to be.
I just discovered Scotty's value
That's
today.
true as well. He is.
Look, he's got. Look at his traits. He's good for priority 1 missions because he's got resilient, loyal, and passionate. So that's Scotty's value. So just to illustrate for if we have like newer players or anyone who didn't follow what Morty's talking about. So there's these events, right? No, it's good to walk through it. So here's like this SMS. No. Here's this SLB. Wait. Potato, click. Potato, concentrate. Here's this SLB. If you work really hard and you spend all the material to get first place in this solo leaderboard, you get 2,400 of these spicy Doritos, okay? These spicy Doritos, in order to spend them, you have to first pay Scopely $20 for the privilege of spending the thing that you won through a competition. Of course, the reason they do that is they want to incentivize you to buy the $20 thing. And some idiot came up with this idea. I was like, oh, we could do that. And you know what? It's going to work, right? But I'll tell you how it made me feel. I'm the kind of person who usually buys, like, I buy a battle pass, like, every month because it's $20 a month. And that's what I think is a reasonable amount of money for this game, for the amount of enjoyment it gives me. I think it's a fair price. So I always buy the Elite Battle Pass. And usually when they do like a bonus Battle Pass, if I feel like, I'm like, do I want to go out? Like, is this like it's like a impulse spend? I'm like, do I want to spend $20, an extra $20 this month, and treat myself to a thing that will like make me feel good? And if it is, I usually do. But this month, even though this is probably worth the purchase, because of what they did, because they put it in the events as like a bonus reward, it made me not want to do it. It because it's like so transparent in their manipulation attempt, it just makes me go, nah, you're not my dad. Like, you know, like it just makes me not. It just makes me not want to do it. And I have lots of these. Like I'm probably like I don't even know where you would see this currency, but I have lots of it because I've been winning all these events. I've been completing all these events, and I have lots of that premium Ferengi nacho cheese, whatever Doritos. But I'm not like, you know what? I'm gonna take the $20 and video myself burning it and send that video to Scopely. Be like, that's what you get with this underhanded shady time. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the bridges you burn for that $20. Like, I think whoever came up with it should stop doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it might convert some people for sure, but at the same time, it's annoyed a lot of people just on the principle of what the idea is. So yeah, it's definitely not like don't give us stuff. And again, they talk about it all the time, saying we know that all this stuff in your items and in your inventory accumulate towards lag and stuff. And it's like, hey, we've now given players a whole bunch of stuff they're not going to be able to spend, and that's just going to sit in the
don't
inventory
believe their
forever,
words, believe their
and
actions.
we're just going
If they cared about that, they'd
add to
stop
that
adding
burden
crap.
of bloat.
They don't care. They obviously don't care about that.
That's fair.
Like, Brett says, so,
And
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, in terms of value, I would think that the second battle pass would be more valuable than the Ferengi battle pass in general. So the fact that you'd be able to get all top and bottom track of an original battle pass, that would provide you much more than like a special event store style battle pass does. So this is harmful to progression as well if they don't have that second battle pass.
Yeah, I mean, the second battle pass was always a bonus, so this is also like it does feel like it's less stuff than a regular battle pass, though, right? Because it's like only 12 nodes.
Yeah,
I haven't
it is
done the math on like how much currency this is. But like $20 for like a tier of an eviscerator and like some dolomite and a mirror prime and a bunch of Savic shards and some S&W Scott, some WOK Scotty, I guess. Whatever. You know, in terms of the events themselves, like it didn't really bother me. Oh, I gotta do some corn. Like the way that I've been thinking about these rewards is like I'm not doing this SLB for the premium Ferengi nacho Doritos. I'm doing it for the Scotty shards and for the meta.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still like, you know, it's like checking into a hotel and like there's no free water in the room. It's like one of those like $9 a bottle from the mini bar, and you also have to pay for the Wi-Fi. And then when you go to finally like check out, you notice that they charge you an extra $10 for like, I don't know, online check-in or something, which is a thing you did to save them time. And it's like, it's not that like it might have been like $200 a night hotel, and that one $10 fee like for your 5-day stay doesn't matter relatively, but it's the principle of the thing. It's just like, it just makes me hate you. Just stop doing it. Just stop. Just don't be like that. Amber is annoyed by the events accepting only current mats. I think that the current the material spend event they wanted to increase the amount of mats that people got from G4, and then this is the way to prevent that flooding of the G4 economy from making all the SLBs about who can churn out more G4 stuff. But that doesn't explain why G6 players can't spend G5 mats. I think that's really unreasonable. It makes me glad I'm in G5. I would be really mad if I was in G6 because I have no mats. And like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's really unfair to G6 players. I also think that it's like they figured out how a lot of us are playing the game and like not spending, and they're like blocking it. And it's like, bro, we're not gonna spend.
Yeah.
Like, we're just gonna not play the game. Like, there's a kind of player that's willing to spend $20 a month on this game, and that's it. Like, we literally, doesn't matter how much you wish it so, we don't have more money or the inclination to spend that money on a video game. We just don't want to. We're just not gonna. So you can get our business as is, or you can not have it. Those are your two options. There isn't a miracle world where I become a whale and spend $5,000 on a vengeance. That will never happen. Stop trying. You have two options. I play the game and I give you $20 a month, or I don't play the game. Those are your choices. That is all you can do.
And the harm of like pushing those people out, like if they make it so it's pretty much pay only for me, they'll have to stop playing because like I'm not going to spend money. But then you lose your player base because free to play are essential to the game as well. And then if there's nobody for the people who spend money to hit or to compete with, then it's like, okay, player base drops. People like who've spent don't really get the enjoyment out of having all that good stuff because who are they competing against now? Not as many people. And then what's the point? So the game's just going to implode on itself if you lose like your free-to-play player base as well. Like they're the majority of people who play the game.
Yeah, and like their presence like contributes to the enjoyment of others. Like an MMO is useless without like people to show off your stuff to. Or there's lots of players that are just helpful. Like I help a lot of people in my alliance. Like I post lots of useful things to Discord, and when people have questions, I give them answers. And like because I talk to other content creators, like I have more information about some stuff than the average person in our alliance. Like if I stop playing, a lot of them who are bigger spenders might be less likely to play. Like it's not just all a zero sum. Like it's not as simple as how much does this player spend and that's it. Like it's so short sighted thinking about their players like that. So
yeah, and like look at the contributions for people like. Oh, go ahead.
No, keep going.
Oh, sorry. I'm just saying, like people like Major Samuel as well. Like she's pretty much stream to play too, and like she has a big audience who join in and want to see her content because she provides a lot of helpful hints and tips and tries to help players through. And like me in APAC, Ultra in APAC as well, like different time zones as well. Like I'm free to play in APAC, and I try to like show you that you can play arenas, you can do stuff like that, and there's ways to get through the loops more efficiently and things like that. And if people like Samo go and I go and Ultra go and you go, it's like, well, the game gets less visibility overall. So yeah, just because you're spending or not spending shouldn't be the metric of like how you're contributing, like you're saying, to like the overall zeitgeist of the game.
Yeah, I'm showing off the calendar that Adva Damascus has made. Like there's a bunch of subscribable calendars in their Discord. You can subscribe to it, and then in your Google Calendar, you can see a better view than anything Scopely's ever done of the events of this game.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's live, and she keeps it up to date. Like you can set alerts for different things, for heroic events, for SLBs, for SMSs. Like there's lots of ways that people in the community contribute that aren't financial necessarily, and they need to be mindful of that. Like I said, I haven't like. Part of it's like I didn't have high expectations to begin with, and part of it's that the part of the game I engage with the most has been like fine this month. But I will tell you that I have seen a very high amount of dissatisfaction in the last 3 to 4 weeks. In this arc, like much more so than any other time in SDFC history that I've been a part of the community. Like I think like Rev, Ultra, you, like everyone I listen to and just like different people who even don't talk to each other. Like it's a pretty common thread. So considering this is the first part of a mega arc, I think Scopely would be well advised to take notice and make some adjustments. You know, like Rev showed some numbers in his video about like the player drop off. I don't know how much of that is seasonal and how much of it is indicative of a causal like reflection of the stuff that happened recently with this arc. But I can just say that like my reading of the sentiment is that it's a lot more negative than it's ever been. Yeah, the gaslighting of the Q&A,
but definitely it's negative.
Where it was like some players who aren't in the strong for their ops may be having trouble. It's like, bro, you don't play the game. Rev Deuce is not weak for his ops. Like he's top whatever 1%, and he's having trouble with these things. I have tryhards in my alliance, like mini whales that are level 70, who are tired of, like, who think that these things, like, no, that's just so off base. I can't even. Sorry, Morty, I cut you off again. It's just so egregious what they said.
No, you're right though. I think Rev is number 1 for his ops level in all of the game. I'm just trying to confirm that. But yeah,
I guess he needs to focus on leveling
don't blame
his
the
lower
players.
deck
Like,
officers. Sorry, they're just so easy
like
to knock on.
the other way as well. Like, why are you blaming the players? Like, when you make a mistake, for example, in the augment section, and then you claim your tier 3 or tier 4 Conch champion too quickly, and that disappears, and you have to put a QA ticket in to do it, and then you get the response saying, "Hey, don't claim this first. Like, do this first." Why are you blaming the players for the way that your game works?
Oh, is
like,
that a response
it's
you've
not their
gotten
fault.
before?
Oh, that's a response Ultra got. Pretty much, I'm using his response, so hopefully he doesn't mind. But
because when I
yeah,
put it
they were
in,
like,
they
"Oh, you
just
should have claimed this first."
apologized
It's like, well,
profusely, and we're like, "Here, we fixed it, and we're really sorry."
oh, okay.
So that's interesting. Maybe, but
So
I
it
was,
must be different
much
to-
later. So maybe like a communication went out at some point. But at least my anecdotal experience was different, and I'm sure mine
Yeah.
was much later because when I I got mine later than most of you guys tryhards. It is getting a little late for me. It's like 11 p.m. and I haven't had dinner yet. I do want to touch on one thing. Brett said that the Vindicator is like good to level up because we're talking about event store stuff because of G6 hazard resistance. Can you tell me anything about that?
Yep. So the Vindicator has an up to 500% hazard resistance in research. So you can level it up to get it to 500%, which it's a base research. So basically, like any hazard, you'll have that resistance. So using it for the new armadas or the new stuff here, it's not going to die to hazards. I will say as well, the GS31 has the same hazard proof. So that also goes up to 500%, but that's G6 specific. And yeah, if you're looking for more hazards, that's a way to do it. But again, is the Vindicator strong enough to actually do some of this loot for you? I don't know. The GS31 definitely will be if you can level it up significantly. So over time, that probably is the primary ship you'll be using in the new space, just to blow up hostiles and stuff because of its like beam cannon too. But yeah, there are ways to get some hazard resistance, but yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, that's really good information. Every time you're on here, Morty, I learn so much, and it helps me plan out my potentially maybe journey to G6 someday. Much better. I'm sure a lot of viewers are also learning a lot. So thank you so much, everybody. Give a thank you to Mort for being here. And as always, like it's a pleasure, and you're like a wealth of knowledge. So thank you so much, Morty. If any of you don't follow Morty,
I really appreciate that, Mosh. Thank you as well.
do it already. Sorry. Now I'll actually pause.
No, sorry.
It's a fake pause. I paused and then
I really appreciate the
talked 2 seconds
platform,
later.
and
I did it again.
I do the same. Like it's like when I do Arc4 with Ultra, like we're cutting each other off like every 2 seconds, which is part of what it is now, I guess. But no, I appreciate the platform. I love this game. Like I can't say that enough. Like all my criticisms and stuff comes out of a place of I want to play, I want to enjoy. So it's not like I'm doing it because I want to dump on the game. I don't like dumping on the game. I like the game to be good and fun. And yeah, I learn a lot from you as well, Mosh, and you check what I say a lot of the time too, which is great. And then it actually makes me rethink what I'm doing. So I appreciate the platform and the time, and thanks everyone.
Cheers. If you guys like my content, I stream SDFC occasionally. I don't have a set schedule yet, but drop me a follow, and you'll be notified when I'm streaming. And of course, follow Morty if you haven't. And then let's find someone to raid. Let me see real quick if somebody is streaming SDFC. If not, I'll send you somewhere else.
And I want to see someone get a 10 streak. Who's going to be the first person to get a 10 streak with Mosh? Like, it's literally impossible. So if you can get a 10 streak of watch streak with this channel, like, I'd love to see that.
Like,
so that's a challenge for next week.
Bro, Aragarth is... Like he did like 160 something streak, and then he like ended it just so he could start a new one. So I mean,
You're kidding.
no, not to like shave your
What a monster.
shave your 10 streak, but Ryan's already on a 3 streak arc.
No, that's fine.
So usually I do
Or at
2
least more
streaks.
than one person.
I do one in the like around noon my time, usually, or like a little earlier if there's STFC stuff going on around event reset, and I do one like around this time. Saturdays we always have this podcast. Thursdays I have one with Dave where we talk about tech and AI. Sundays I host a Gwent tournament at noon Central US time. In fact, we're having one tomorrow. That's part of why I need it to end, so I need to make sure I'm prepared for that tomorrow. And then throughout the week, I usually play RTS and RPG or strategy and RPG games. I've been playing some Manor Lords and the Expanse Telltale series. So, check out that stuff if you're into